Quick look at the Kets lineup. Vu leading things off. Brandon Compton hitting second. Sean Keys batting third. AJ Gracia hitting fourth. Devin Taylor is DHing, batting fifth. Grant J behind the plate hitting sixth. Tanner Thatch hitting seventh. Tyler Sterney hitting eighth as Vu watches the 0-2 pitch miss downstairs for ball one. Tyler Sterney hitting eighth. Nick Rodriguez rounding out the Kets order, batting ninth. So 1-2 is the count here to Vu. Fang, this one chopped on the ground toward the second baseman Mancini, fields it cleanly. Strong throw over to first base to nab Vu for out number one.
Saw that bat from Vu, though. One thing Mike Roberts said at the end of the game yesterday is these guys are going to need to put more balls in play and do it more often. And he did that right there, worked a pretty solid count, was able to put one in play, unfortunately, just right at the Orleans second baseman.
And that brings up Brandon Compton. Compton went 0 for 2 in yesterday's game. Did have an RBI. Fang's first offering misses for ball one. That pitch came in low. Taking a look at Orleans' outfield. Hudson Shoup in left, Colin Tuft in center, and Evan Griffiths in right. Fang getting ready for the next offering here. This one lined straight back into the protective netting behind home plate. Brock Kolowski playing third. Lorenzo Miola at short, Mike Mancini at second, and Landon Morin at first. And doing the catching tonight for Cal and Fang is Jimmy Keenan. As Compton fouls back the 1-1 pitch out of play. So Fang up in the count 1-2. Fang, the Ivy League pitcher of the year, had a 3-3 record with a 4.64 ERA. The 1-2 breaking ball. Got him, strike three. Callan Fang with a pretty breaking ball to nab Brandon Compton for the second out of the inning.
That was a nice pitch right there. Dropped it on the outer half against a solid hitter in Brandon Compton. A pretty good 1-2 punch at the top of the Kettleers lineup from Arizona State. Kian Vu and Brandon Compton. And now a guy who went 0 for 3 yesterday in Sean Keys. Swung a hot bat this year over at Bucknell, but unable to find the base paths yesterday.
The first pitch to the third baseman, Keys, lined straight back.
So this is a Kettleers lineup where we're going to see it just packed with lefties 1 through 9. And rightfully so, 314 down the right field line here at Eldridge Park. It juts out to 360 right at the bullpen in right center, and then all the way to 434 in straightaway center.
5 straight lefties for Mike Roberts as the 0-1 pitch breaking ball catches the strike zone, and Fang quickly up in the count 0-2. Fang looking for the 1-2-3 inning to begin play. Fang deals. Keys pops this up down the third base line. Kolowski does not make the catch. Keys looking for his first hit this year after he went 0 for 3 in yesterday's contest. Did have success with Cotuit last year, went 15 for 39, also had 4 home runs. Just 10 games, really impressive stuff from the Bucknell star. Fang's 0-2 upcoming. Keys stays alive, foul tipped it straight back.
Fang hasn't been afraid to pound the zone early. 3 strikes right down the heart of the plate to Sean Keys, and he's still trying to catch up to it. Just missed that one, though. Fouled it straight back.
The 0-2. Keys staying alive once again, making Fang work here.
Yeah, that's his 12th strike in 14 pitches now for Fang. Pounding the box early and often.
Fang not afraid to attack this Cotuit lineup. The 0-2 once more, breaking ball chopped right in front of the plate as Keenan lets this one go foul. Keys, 4 straight foul balls. Fang now gets a sign from Keenan. Kicks and deals the 0-2. Breaking ball downstairs. 1-2 is the count here. 2 outs in the inning. Fang still looking for the 1-2-3 first inning. Kicks and deals the 1-2. Breaking ball. Keys doing a nice job fighting that one off and staying alive.
Yeah, clearly an emergency swing there from Keys. A breaking ball that was outside, and it kind of just flutters up there and then juts down about halfway through. And Sean Keys looked like expecting the fastball there, but was just able to get a piece. We'll see what he gets here at 1-2 again.
The 9th pitch upcoming from the righty. This one runs in tight to Keys, and it drills him. Drilled the elbow of Sean Keys. So he works a 9-pitch hit-by pitch, and he reaches as the first Kettleer to get on base today.
That's an amazing at-bat from Sean Keys right there. All of those pitches pounded pretty much right down the heart of the plate. Fang missed low with one pitch, and then that one right there up and inside barely grazes the right elbow of Sean Keys. He's not wearing any sort of elbow guard either, so you know that one had to have hit him. He felt it for sure. We could hear it from here, and all of a sudden the Cats have a runner on first with 2 gone.
And he instantly signaled that pitch hit him. That brings up AJ Gracia. Fang's first offering to him misses high for ball 1. Gracia coming off of his freshman campaign at Duke, where he hit .305 and 60 starts. Also had 14 home runs, 58 RBIs. Pops this one straight up and out of play. So the count is even at 1-1. Father's Day today, Joe.
Yes, it is. Appreciate all those fathers out there listening to their kids play some summer baseball. Of course, we've seen a few.
And Gracia blasts this one into the right center field gap. Evan Griffiths on the run makes the out for out number 3. So the hit by pitch to Sean Keys does not come back to bite Callan Fang as we head to the bottom of the first with the score even at 0. RCA Electric and Generators is dedicated to helping homeowners and building contractors select, purchase, install, and maintain the ideal generator for their specific needs. Since being founded by Randy Agnew in 1990, this Barnstable-based family-run business has grown its reputation by serving all of Cape Cod, the South Shore, and the South Coast. Get in touch today by reaching out to RCA at 508-428-0449 or visit in person at 153 Commercial Street in Mashpee.
When the unexpected happens, make sure you and your assets are insured appropriately. The agents at Leonard Insurance Agency can tailor coverage to meet your needs. Call 508-428-6921 to talk to their licensed agents today.
Since 1995, MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating has been your trusted commercial and residential plumbing contractor in Massachusetts. They specialize in new and rehabilitation work, gas and pipe fitting, climate control, heating, HVAC, oil burner work, boiler installation, radiant heat, forced hot water, air conditioning, and duct and sheet metal fabrication services. Founded and owned by Michael Pasic, a team of 9 skilled professionals is dedicated to providing top quality service. MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating is registered with the Massachusetts Board of State Examiners of Plumbers and the Department of Public Safety. For all your plumbing and heating needs, contact MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating at 508-420-3429 or at 60 Clamshell Point Lane in Cotuit. MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating, proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
Beacon Gardens is a full-service garden center right here in Mashpee. They sell a variety of landscaping materials and seasonal produce to both consumers and landscaping professionals around the Barnstable Village. Stop by and see all Beacon Gardens has to offer at 182 West Barnstable Road in Austerville.
Back from Orleans, Cotuit and the Firebirds even at 0, bottom of the first. And the starter for Cotuit today, lefty Ben Jacobs. Joe, what do you have for me on Jacobs?
Jacobs, a great year at Arizona State, made his way back into a starting role, basically split between relief appearances and starting appearances, but finished the year really strong on the mound for the Sun Devils.
Leading things off is the left-hander hitting second baseman Mike Mancini, who watches the first pitch catch the zone for strike number 1.
His last 4 appearances on the year were all starts. He gave up some runs in each of those games, typically with the long ball. That's what gets him mostly. About 25% of the hits he gives up are on that home run.
Jacobs 0-1. Waved and missed by Mancini, and Jacobs quickly ahead 0-2 here.
But a high strikeout guy, 7 8+ strikeout performances this year for Ben Jacobs.
102 strikeouts in 66 and a third innings pitched to go with a 7-3 record. Jacobs gets the sign, now kicks and deals the 0-2. This one chopped on the ground to the third baseman Keys, and he sets down Mancini for out number 1.
Nice play on the infield there by Sean Keys. We'll give you the rest of the infield for the Kettleers today. Tanner Thatch plays at third, getting the first start. In the middle infield for the Kettleers, Nick Rodriguez and Tyler Cerny. Second base and shortstop. Sean Keys just made the play at the hot corner third. And we'll go ahead and bring you the rest of that lineup after this first pitch to Lorenzo Miola.
Miola, the 2-hitter, playing shortstop today. First pitch strike in there from Jacobs, grazing the outside corner.
Brandon Compton in left field. Center fielder today, Kian Vu, and in right field is AJ Gracia. Behind the dish, Grant J receiving the balls and strikes from Ben Jacobs.
Jacobs gets set. Now kicks and deals the 0-1. Tried to get the inside corner, does not get the call. Count is even at 1-1 here. Miola went 1 for 3 last night, also scored a run and swiped a bag in the loss against Bourne. 1-1 this one. Bounce right back to Keys over there at the hot corner. Makes the throw in time to nab Miola for out number 2.
Yeah, back-to-back grounders to Sean Keys. Didn't have too much action in yesterday's game, but already 2 groundouts and not too hard hit for him, so hasn't been tested too much with those first 2 grounders, but a nice job to get those quick outs for Ben Jacobs and this defense.
That brings up the 3-hole hitter and lefty Landon Moran. First pitch to him chopped right into the Orleans dugout on the first base side. Moran hit .284 during his sophomore season at Stetson. Jacobs gets set to deal the 0-1. Off speed, misses low for ball 1. Moran coming off a 2 for 4 performance last night. Jacobs now kicks and deals, goes back to the breaking ball here. Still misses low for ball 2. Jacobs now gets the sign from his catcher, Jay. Goes with the fastball here, gets the call. Count is even at 2-2 to Moran.
Moran coming off a summer playing for the Mystic Schooners of the NECBL. Hit 192 there. Mainly in there for his defensive efforts.
Jacobs 2-2. Fastball low and outside. Count is full here with 2 outs in the inning.
But a great night last night, 2 for 4 with a run scored at Bourne.
Mancini and Miola began the inning with 2 groundouts to Sean Keys over there at third. Jacobs, full count pitch. Popped high. That will get over the netting. And we'll do the full count pitch once again. 4 home runs, 36 RBIs for Stetson this past year. Started in all 62 games. Now the 3-2 to Moran here. Misses outside, and he works a walk. So Moran, the first base runner tonight for Orleans, and that brings up the cleanup hitter, J.P. Smith.
And that was a battle, too. A pitch that barely misses outside. Good eye from Landon Moran. Looked at all of those pitches that were mostly targeted low and outside to the left-handed hitting Moran. And now it's going to be a lefty on righty matchup with J.P. Smith at the dish. Also had a great night in Bourne, 2 for 4 with a 2 RBI double.
Smith takes a big cut out of Jacobs' first offering. Comes up with nothing but air as Jacobs is ahead now 0-1. Jacobs, a really impressive hitter, hit .273 at Sacramento State, 22 home runs, 48 RBIs, also broke the program record with 36 bombs through his first 2 years. Jacobs swings again at the 0-1, foul tip straight into the glove of Grant J. Now Jacobs is up 0-2 here. So Jacobs looking to get out of this bottom of the first. As the runner takes off, Jay came up throwing as the ball just pops out of his hand. So Moran swipes second.
Yeah, that one just popped out on the transfer for Grant J. Unsure if he just lost the grip with that right hand, but a good jump at first from Landon Moran. And to steal against a left-handed pitcher and have that good a jump is not easy.
First stolen base of the year for Moran as Smith chops this toward the shortstop Cerny. Throw in time to nab him. Beautiful throw by Tyler Cerny as it got there on a hop as Tanner Thatch makes the play at first base, so the walk comes back not to bite Ben Jacobs as we head to the top of the second, even at 0.
Bortolotti Construction is your go-to provider for all excavation, drainage, and waterworks services. On top of that, they offer landscape filling materials such as sand, native stone, gravel, shells, and more. Serving Cape Cod and the islands for 30 years, Bortolotti Construction is committed to serving its community. Visit at 45 Industry Road in Marston's Mills or call 508-771-9399.
Since 1980, the O'Rourke family has been catering Cape Cod clam bakes, making your events delicious and memorable. Founded by Jake O'Rourke, Jake's Clam Bakes has become a beloved tradition, now carried on by his son, Dan. Choose from our menu options, and on the day of your clam bake, their crew will come to your site and steam a fresh, mouth-watering clam bake just for you. It's that easy. Call us at 833-252-6285 or visit our new takeout location at Building 6 on 3821 Route 28 in Marston's Mills. Email us at dan@jakesclambakes.com with your event details, number of guests, date, time, location, and any special requests like a raw bar, homemade desserts, or kids menu. Not catering? Try their takeout menu featuring lobster rolls, smash burgers, salads, sandwiches, and a smoothie bar. Jake's Clam Bakes, making Cape Cod gatherings unforgettable.
Five, 6, 7 due up for the Cotuit Kettleers as we're even at 0 here in Orleans at Eldridge Park. Big crowd for the home opener for Orleans. As Callan Fang starts off Devin Taylor with a first pitch fastball outside for ball 1. Taylor hitting from the left-hand side. Next offering from Fang once again misses for ball 2. Taylor went 0 for 2 yesterday. It's a lot of power coming in from that bat. It sends Indiana as Fang gets Taylor to foul tip. The next offering straight into the glove of Keenan. Taylor came into the year as a preseason All-American. Got those honors after the year that he had as well. Just excellent stuff from Taylor. As the next pitch from Fang, breaking ball. Misses for ball 3. So 3-1 is the count upcoming to Taylor. Taylor skies this one into left field. And it's gone. Devin Taylor goes yard as he gets Cotuit on the board with an early 1-0 lead.
First homer of the season for Devin Taylor. First homer of the season for the Kettleers. And boy, that one just kept on carrying over the left center field fence. 329 feet off the bat of Devin Taylor on a pitch that was up and away. And a nice job by him just to take it the other way, not trying to do too much with it, to pull it down to the short porch in right center. He puts it to left center, over everything and out of here for a 1-0 lead for the Kettleers here in the top of the second.
Now that brings up the catcher, Grant J. First pitch from Fang. Breaking ball misses low. Jay this past year hit .296 in 57 starts. As Fang evens the count at 1-1 here. Five straight lefties for Cotuit. Grant J breaks up that. As the 1-1 from Fang. Jay skies this one. And that one goes foul down the left field line.
Yeah, tough to tell where that one ends up based on where we're positioned here at Eldridge Park, just behind home plate, a little bit to the left, to the right of the Kettleers on deck circle, and down that left field line goes that Kettleers dugout on the third base side. And that one tucked in right by the camera wells down that line. He was unable to get to it.
Jay, a lot of pop from that right-hander's bat as he pops this one straight foul again. Jay, 21 home runs this past year at Dallas Baptist. Fang comes set. Deals breaking ball. Got Jay fishing there. Pretty breaking ball, and Jay is sat down for out number 1.
Yeah, nice pitch there by Callan Fang, low and outside, breaking ball beneath everything and down in the dirt. Got him swinging. A lot of break on that ball at 73 miles an hour. And Jay goes down on strikes, his second strikeout of the game.
Brings up the lefty Tanner Thatch. Thatch starting at first base today. Grounds this one up the middle. The shortstop fields it. That's Miola. Throw is in time to nab Thatch. So 1 pitch, 1 out. And Thatch is set down for out number 2.
Yeah, big shift on there for the Firebirds. Coach Kelly Nicholson turning that on for the lefty who hit 2 home runs over the right field fence a year ago at Eldridge Park. That was Tanner Thatch, a 2 home run game against the Firebirds. 2 of 3 homers in that game hit by the Kettleers.
So the shortstop Tyler Cerny watches a breaking ball bounce in front of home plate from Fang.
The other one being Rodney Green Jr. out of Cal, hit a 3-run bomb over right center field a year ago.
1-0. Fang goes back to the breaking ball. Gets Cerny out in front to even the count at 1-1. Beautiful breaking ball from Fang there. He's going to it and it's getting results.
And he's not just doing it at the end of counts with 2 strikes, not afraid to throw it when he's down 1-0.
1-1, goes back to the fastball, gets Cerny to watch that there, and now Callan Fang up in the count 1-2. Fang working out of the stretch. Kicks and deals the 1-2, goes back to the breaking ball, chopped right behind home plate. Fifth pitch of the at-bat upcoming to Cerny. the Indiana shortstop. Kettleers lead 1-0 after the Devin Taylor solo shot to begin the top half of the second. The 1-2, Fang's fastball misses high. Fang looking to retire Cerny. Limit the damage to just 1 run here. Fang's 2-2. Got Cerny looking. Fastball painted the inside corner. And after the leadoff home run from Devin Taylor, Callan Fang gets Jay, Thatch, and Cerny to set down the side. But we head to the bottom half of the second with the Cats leading 1-0.
Willow Bend has been regarded as one of Cape Cod's and New England's premier private clubs and communities for over 25 years. Willow Bend is a family-friendly community right here in Cotuit. They strive for a fun and relaxed lifestyle with good times and good friends. Discover all that and more at Willow Bend.
For over 40 years, Vollmer & Son Construction has proudly served its community, providing a wide range of construction services, from bathroom renovations to complete home remodels. When you work with Vollmer & Son, you are being taken care of by natives of Cape Cod who support the community by using local suppliers and subcontractors. Vollmer & Son Construction, a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
Hey, Cotuit family, we're here with Merritt Beaker, and we're
RCA Electric and Generators is dedicated to helping homeowners and building contractors select, purchase, install, and maintain the ideal generator for their specific needs. Since being founded by Randy Agnew in 1990, this Barnes 1-0 is your score from Eldridge Park after a Devin Taylor leadoff solo home run. Start things off in the top of the second. Now here in the bottom of the second, Ben Jacobs back out on the hill. 5-6-7 due up for the Firebirds. Leading things off, Rock Chalowski. Ben Jacobs back on the mound for a second inning of work. Chalowski, the star freshman at UCLA, really broke out, led the Bruins with a 3.08 average, watches the first pitch fastball, catch the strike zone to begin the at-bat. Chalowski hit 308, also 8 home runs. So scored 38 times. Really productive year for the freshman from Chandler, Arizona. Jacobs, fastball, does not get the inside corner. Chalowski hitting from the right-hand side, facing the lefty Ben Jacobs. Next offering from Jacobs, a 1-1, too far down low. And Chalowski's now in the driver's seat, up 2-1. Jacobs got 3 ground balls, also walked Landon Moran. He reached second after he stole a base. Chalowski takes a big cut there as Jacobs pours in a fastball to even the count at 2-2. Chalowski was a freshman All-American this past season. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As Jacobs gets set, peers in. Fastball misses. Now the count is full here to lead things off in the bottom of the second. Chalowski last night went 0 for 2, reached on an error, and flew out to end the contest. A payoff pitch from Jacobs, fouled straight back into the netting. played in all 52 games at UCLA this past year. Jacobs looking to put him away for out number 1 here in the inning. The 3-2. This one line down the third base line, barely foul. Ball rocketed off the bat of Chalowski. But we'll do the 3-2 count once again.
Hard hit ball from Chalowski there. Scorcher down just past Sean Keys down that third base line. You're talking about the great year he had at UCLA, also led the team with 8 homers. You mentioned the slugging percentage, and to be able to start every single game as a freshman, that's pretty impressive.
A lot of great contributions from Chalowski here. Full count pitch misses for ball 4. So it's a leadoff walk for Chalowski. Really excellent at bat to begin the inning.
Well, that's what Mike Roberts pointed out at the end of yesterday's game, unable to throw strikes, the walks really getting to them, and that was the big issue. Giving up 12 hits along with 7 walks, so nearly 20 base runners in just 7 innings pitched is not what you want to be doing if you're a staff, especially in these first few games of the season.
2 walks so far for Jacobs, but he pours in a first pitch strike to the catcher, Jimmy Keenan. Keenan hit .335 at St. John's this past season, 12 home runs, 57 RBI, so a lot of pop coming from behind the dish. Chalowski leads off first. Keenan chops this one foul down the third base line. 0-2 on the way to Keenan. Jacobs now steps back on the rubber, peers in. Gets the sign from Jay. Kicks and deals the 0-2. Got him swinging. Jimmy Keenan set down for out number 1, the first strikeout of the day for Ben Jacobs.
Yeah, Keenan's first AB ends in a strikeout, brings up Evan Griffiths, a guy who subbed in last night's game, was able to reach on an error but scored a run. And after a campaign at Stetson this year, one of many Stetson hatters on this Orleans roster, at least who will be on this Orleans roster throughout this season.
Griffiths, the righty bat, watches the first pitch for strike number 1. 260 this past year at Stetson, 5 home runs, 17 RBIs. Had a really good summer last year in the NECBL with North Shore. 308 average. So next offering from Jacobs misses for ball 1.
Joined by Lorenzo Miola, Landon Moran, both Stetson guys. Pitcher Brendan Walker, right-hand thrower, also out of Stetson. Coach Kelly Nicholson with connections down there trying to bring these guys back up to play for the Firebirds.
Chalowski takes off, but Griffiths swinging skies this one high and out of play. Moves the count to 1-2 here with 1 out in the inning. Seen Orleans be aggressive so far in the first 2 innings. Landon Moran swiped second back in the first inning, and Chalowski took off there. Sometimes difficult to read against the lefty Jacobs. The 1-2 to Griffiths. Fouls it off again. So Chalowski still stays on first. Griffiths now steps back into the right-hand batter's box. Jacobs is ready. The 1-2 on the way. Fastball misses low, isn't gloved in by Grant J. So count now improves to 2-2 here.
Yeah, tough one there for Grant J behind the dish. Looked like that one could have been a strike if he was able to hang on to it, but just popped out of that glove. A little bit low and inside, but a good spot hit there by Jacobs.
Jacobs, pickoff move to keep Chalowski honest. He's back in standing. Jacobs now goes home here. Fastball runs high and in tight. Griffiths backing out of the way. Brings up a 3-2 count here. So the full count on the way from Jacobs to Griffiths. Got him leaning for a second. Chalowski had to dive back in. Looked like Chalowski was about to take off, but just dives in barely safely.
Yeah, he was definitely leaning, as you said it, Alex, and had to fully lay out to dive back on that bag. A good tag applied by Tanner Thatch. And a bit harder of a throw may have got him.
Another pickoff attempt from Jacobs, but Chalowski back in standing again. Much more relaxed pickoff move.
Yeah, you see sometimes guys will go with that move where they're really trying to get the guy at first or just trying to keep him honest, just throw it over there to not get the balk call.
Chalowski going now, but the pitch misses in tight. So it's a walk to Griffiths. And Orleans has runners on first and second with just one out in the inning after 2 walks from Jacobs.
Left-hander warming up in the Kettleers bullpen in left field. Looks like they're going to go lefty to lefty here from Ben Jacobs, who wasn't expected to go too deep into this game. Maybe a couple innings, a third or a fourth if he's able to. Now looks like the left-hander out of Ball State, Merritt Beaker, warming up.
Now this brings up the lefty and left fielder, Hudson Shoup. Shoup up in the count 1-0, and this prompts Grant Jay to go out to the mound and talk things over with his pitcher, Ben Jacobs, as Jacobs struggling with his command here in the bottom half of the inning.
Yeah, I was able to get out of that first one with a couple of ground outs, 2 on the ground to Sean Keys, but here just having trouble to find the zone. And Grant Jay and Ben Jacobs working together for the first time too, trying to build that relationship, build some chemistry between this battery mate. Of course, Jay out of DBU and Jacobs out of Arizona State, so no chance of those guys to play each other this year, except if Arizona State would have been able to go on and make a run for it. But still, these two guys still trying to build chemistry, and that's something that maybe some people overlook when you make this transition from college ball into summer baseball.
Chalowski faked heading to third, now retreats back to the bag, but Shoup with a big swing there, evening the count at 1-1. Shoup went 1 for 2 last night, singled. So reached on a fielder's choice. Lefty-lefty matchup here with 1 out in the inning. Cotuit still leads 1-0. Shoup, big swing there, but Jacobs gets the fastball by him. Chalowski leads off second. Griffiths off first. The 1-2 to Shoup. Shoup thought about the swing. Pitch was high, but holds off, and the count is even at 2 apiece.
Pretty big shift here for the left-handed hitting Shoup. Sean Keys playing about 12 feet off the line at third. Tanner Thatch back at first, maybe 4 feet from the first base line, the pull side.
2-2 pitch. Fastball got him swinging as Ben Jacobs goes with the high fastball for the second strikeout of the day for him. Now that brings up 2 outs in the inning, and the 9-hitter Colin Tuft.
This is a great way to respond by Ben Jacobs, attacking high in the zone, was finally able to get that fastball a bit more down and to hit the top part of the zone. And Shoup just can't catch up to it, ties him up, and there's 2 gone. A much needed second out for Jacobs there.
Jacobs was reeling, throwing a lot of pitches out of the zone, but bears down after the visit on the mound, goes with the breaking ball to start off Tuft, and gets him fishing there. So he's now up in the count 0-1. Tuft 2 for 4 last night, so brought in a run. Hit .279 at Tulane this past season. Started in 61 games. Jacobs, the 0-1, paints the outside corner, He's now up 0-2. Jacobs looks a lot more confident after that visit with Grant J.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, sometimes pitchers just need to take a second, take a breath, and talk things over with the catcher behind the plate. And sometimes it's just that 30 seconds where you're able to recollect your thoughts, communicate with your catcher verbally instead of through signals.
The 0-2 pitch, low and inside. Tuft fouls this one off down the right field line. But Jacobs going with the fastball in tight, really having command of it after that visit. The 0-2 from Jacobs. He comes set, now takes a look back at Chalowski. Runners on first and second, 2 out, goes with the high fastball. As Tuff lays off, count now is 1-2. Chalowski led off this inning with a walk. Keenan struck out. Griffiths also walked, and Shoup struck out. So runners on first and second. The Kettleers still lead 1-0 after the Devin Taylor solo home run. Jacobs comes set. Deals. Breaking ball. Got him swinging. Ben Jacobs works in and out of trouble as he retires 3 hitters via the punch out. And we head to the top of the third with Cotuit still leading 1-0, and we'll keep it here with our sideline reporter, Adele Huffman. Adele, talking about the Cotuit first baseman, Tanner Thatch.
Absolutely, Alex. Let's talk about Tanner for a little bit. Coming to us from UNC Wilmington, he set program records this past year as a freshman with 15 home runs and 68 RBIs. But what I really want to talk about is what Tanner told us yesterday during an interview about his pregame meal. He says his go-to is a banana sandwich, but not just any sandwich. He mixes it with mayonnaise. Um, I mean, I was a little weirded out by this, but last year he had this meal before playing Orleans, and it got him 2 home runs and 2 RBIs. So it must have worked at some point. What do you guys think about this?
You know, I love the way that he said that to you yesterday. He said, it's not the typical banana sandwich. He said it's a banana sandwich. And
Right.
then we all assume that it's banana peanut butter, banana Nutella or something. And he goes, well, I actually like to put mayonnaise on there. And I mean, and he just defends it too. He says, well, you got to try it. Don't diss it till you try it, I guess. So I guess we got to just try it.
Right. So we might have to do a review of a banana and mayonnaise sandwich
Might have
at
to do it
some
on
point.
air.
Maybe tomorrow, Wareham.
We could. Honestly,
Pre-game.
could be a pretty good idea.
Well, something clearly worked for Tanner Thatch when he ate that sandwich, and hopefully he had it earlier today. Unfortunately, 0 for 1 with a ground out so far, but who knows? A lot of baseball to be played.
Absolutely, Joe.
This brings up the top of the third and the second baseman, 9-hole hitter. So Cotuit 9-1-2 to begin this top of the third. They still maintain the 1-0 lead. It's Nick Rodriguez set to dig in. The lefty second baseman coming from Missouri State. First pitch, strike 1 from Callan Fang. Fang back out on the mound. He's only allowed 1 hit. That 1 hit costly, though. Solo shot from Taylor. That led off the top of the second. Now Rodriguez pops this one high up in the air. Getting underneath it is the shortstop Miola, who puts it away for out 1. So we head to the top of the order now. It's Kien Vu. Vu, ground bounced out. The second baseman, Mancini, to begin the ball game. First pitch from Fang. Vu out in front for strike 1. Vu still looking for his first hit this summer. Went 0 for 2 yesterday. Did reach on the walk and scored a run. The 0-1. Fang getting Vu out in front there as he's now up in the count 0-2. Fang, 3 punch-outs so far in 2 innings. Looking for the 4th here. The 0-2. Fastball misses high. Count it now moves to 1-2. Fang, mixing speeds, went with the off-speed pitch to the first 2. Pavoon then went with the high fastball. See what he goes with here. The 1-2 on the way. Vu hits this one into center field coming on, and that falls in between the shortstop Miola and Tuff. And Kien Vu reaches for the 1-out single.
Yeah, just a little flare over the second baseman, fell into no man's land, and a nice base knock for Kien Vu. That's all the Kettleers really need right now, is just to get base runners on base, and after that, just hope that your guys are able to bat them around, because the way these bats were swinging it yesterday, and then into the early stages of today, it looks like base runners are not too easy to come by to this point.
Cotuit just 2 runs yesterday in the 13-2 loss against Harwich. Now that brings up the lefty Brandon Compton. Compton struck out looking. The first of 3 Callan Fang strikeouts here. Compton pops this one high and foul right behind home plate. Count is now even at 1-1.
We just saw Vu dancing over there at first, maybe trying to get Fang to pay a bit more attention to him than the batter Compton. He successfully stole a bag in yesterday's game. We'll see if he takes off here with 1 gone.
The 2 Arizona State Sun Devils at the top of this Kettleer lineup. Compton hit .354 as Fang with pickoff move, Vu back in standing. So Fang just keeping Vu honest at first. No Cotuit likes to be aggressive on the base pass. As Compton grounds this one to the first baseman, Moran goes to second. The throw is in time. Or not in time, excuse me. So Compton reaches. There's 2 outs in the inning.
Quick hands there from the first baseman. Moran throws it to the shortstop Miola, who doesn't have a play over at first, just hangs on to it because Compton, with some sweet speed running up that first base line, trades places with his teammate Kien Vu, and now with 2 gone, let's see if the Kettleers decide to turn on the steal sign.
Brings up Sean Keys. Keys reached back in the first inning on a hit by pitch. Breaking ball to start off the at-bat. Gets Keys out in front. Fang back out on the rubber. Compton takes his lead. Working out of the stretch. The 0-1. Keys pops this one high up on the infield. And Chalowski, the third baseman, gets underneath it, makes the play for out number 3. But Cotuit still leads 1-0, and you're listening to Kettleer Baseball here on the Cotuit Digital Network.
When the unexpected happens, make sure you and your assets are insured appropriately. The agents at Leonard Insurance Agency can tailor coverage to meet your needs. Call 508-428-6921 to talk to their licensed agents today.
Since 1995, MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating has been your trusted commercial and residential plumbing contractor in Massachusetts. They specialize in new and rehabilitation work, gas and pipe fitting, climate control, heating, HVAC, oil burner work, boiler installation, radiant heat, forced hot water, air conditioning, and duct and sheet metal fabrication services. Founded and owned by Michael Pasic, a team of 9 skilled professionals is dedicated to providing top quality service. MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating is registered with the Massachusetts Board of State Examiners of Plumbers and the Department of Public Safety. For all your plumbing and heating needs, contact MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating at 508-420-3429 or at 60 Clamshell Point Lane in Cotuit. MK Basic Plumbing and Heating, proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers. Since 1995, MK Basic Plumbing and Heating has been your trusted commercial and residential plumbing contractor in Massachusetts. They specialize in new and rehabilitation work, gas and pipe fitting, climate control, heating, HVAC, oil burner work, boiler installation, radiant heat, forced hot water, air conditioning, and duct and sheet metal fabrication services. Founded and owned by Michael Pasick, a team of 9 skilled professionals is dedicated to providing top quality service. MK Basic Plumbing and Heating is registered with the Massachusetts Board of State Examiners of Plumbers and the Department of Public Safety. For all your plumbing and heating needs, contact MK Basic Plumbing and Heating at 508-420-3429 or at 60 Clamshell Point Lane in Cotuit. MK Basic Plumbing and Heating, proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
Mike Roberts goes to his bullpen to begin the bottom of the third. Ben Jacobs' day is done, but Roberts still sticks with the lefty and goes to Merritt Beaker.
Yeah, Beaker entering the game his first time pitching for the Kettleers. Didn't see any action yesterday. Saw some action on the Vineyard and pitched really nicely. It was 4 strikeouts in 2 innings worked. And a high strikeout guy, 128 Ks and 81 innings pitched this year at Ball State.
So it's the top of this Orleans lineup as Mike Mancini, first pitch in there for strike number 1 from Beaker. Mancini 0 for 1 today, bounced out to the third baseman Sean Keys. As Beaker's 0-1 breaking ball, Mancini well out in front, and Beaker is now up in the count 0-2. Ben Jacobs' final line, he went 2 innings, did not allow a hit or a run, walked 3, struck out 3, and threw 45 pitches. As the 0-2 off the end of the bat from Mancini, hitting the left center field gap, making the catch is Kian Vu for out number 1.
Well, good work from Merritt Beaker there, and ever since Orleans put a few runners on to start off that top of the second inning, or bottom of the second inning, I should say, Kettleers pitching has really calmed things down.
3 straight retired by the Kettleers staff as Lorenzo Miola watches the first pitch, miss low and outside for ball 1. It was first and second with just 1 out, and Jacobs got back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning, and Mancini the pop-up as Miola lines this one foul straight into the netting behind home plate. Count even at 1-1. Miola, one of these Stetson guys who talked about it, Joe, a lot in these Firebird lineup. As Miola once again takes a big cut, lines it straight back. Goes behind in the count 1-2 against the reliever Beaker.
Yeah, well, you got Kian Vu, Brandon Compton at the top of the Kets lineup, 1 and 2. Lorenzo Miola, Landon Moran at 2 and 3 for Orleans out of Stetson.
Moran stands on deck as Beaker's next pitch bounces in the dirt.
A lot of college coaches choose to send multiple players to the same team, don't want to send them alone. Of course, a lot can go on with your players when they're away for the summer. Get to talk to guys from other schools, get to see some scouts, maybe people from schools.
Miola pops this one up. Right-hand side of the infield, Rodriguez gets underneath it, gloves it for out number 2. So 2 quick outs for Merritt Beaker out of the pen.
It's always interesting to see when guys announce that they're going into the transfer portal before the summer year, I should say, and then what kind of goes into their decision-making process once they're playing summer ball and deciding on schools.
Now it's Landon Moran. First pitch low from Beaker. And you talked about the transfer portal, such a big part in college baseball and all of college athletics, and never know what could happen. It's a wild place in the transfer portal, especially in the days of NIL. As Moran, this one runs in on his hands, chopped straight back to Beaker. Beaker goes with the underhand flip, and Moran is set down for out number 3. So Merritt Beaker comes out of the pen and into the game, works a 1-2-3 bottom of the third, and we head to the top of the fourth with Cotuit still leading 1-0.
Beacon Gardens is a full-service garden center right here in Mashpee. They sell a variety of landscaping materials and seasonal produce to both consumers and landscaping professionals around the Barnstable Village. Stop by and see all Beacon Gardens has to offer at 182 West Barnstable Road in Austerville.
Bortolotti Construction is your go-to provider for all excavation, drainage, and waterworks services. On top of that, they offer landscape filling materials such as sand, native stone, gravel, shells, and more. Serving Cape Cod and the islands for 30 years, Bortolotti Construction is committed to serving its community. Visit at 45 Industry Road in Marston's Mills or call 508-771-9399.
Willow Bend has been regarded as one of Cape Cod's and New England's premier private clubs and communities for over 25 years. Willow Bend is a family-friendly community right here in Cotuit. They strive for a fun and relaxed lifestyle with good times and good friends. Discover all that and more at Willow Bend.
Four, 5, and 6 for the Cats as they still maintain the 1-0 lead. I'm Alex Rocco, joined alongside by my broadcast partner Joe Pratt, and leading things off for Cotuit, right fielder AJ Gracia. Fang back out on the mound for his 4th inning of work. Starts Gracia with a pitch low. Gracia checked his swing there. The pitch still missed low. Gracia 0 for 1 today, flew out to right field to end the top of the first. Fang comes set, deals the 1-0. Gracia puts a charge into this one into right field. Giving it a look is Griffiths, but he will run out of room, and this one's gone. AJ Gracia flashing the power as Cotuit hits their 2nd home run on the day as they now have a 2-0 lead in the top of the 4th.
Well, he's coming off a campaign where he broke the freshman home run record at Duke, did A.J. Gracia, and now he has his first homer of the summer deep to right center field into the bullpen for Orleans, and a pair of solo shots has the Kettleers up 2-0.
Now it's Devin Taylor, the man who put Cotuit on the board first, checked his swing. That ball just dribbles foul down the first base line. So the Cats just 2 hits today, but 2 solo shots as Fang's 0-1 pitch bounces to the plate. Count is even at 1-1. Gracia's home run coming in at 380 feet, just deposited into the Orleans bullpen. The 1-1 to Taylor. Runs low and in tight as Taylor's up in the count, 2-1. A lot of pop in the middle of the Cotuit lineup, and seeing it with Gracia and Taylor both going yard. And Grant J standing on the on-deck circle as Taylor has to back out of the way. The pitch running too far in tight. So he's now up 3-1. Grant J, catcher on deck. Taylor, the designated hitter tonight. Fang issues high. That's the first walk of the day for Cotuit, as Taylor has reached twice in his 2 plate appearances. Now the catcher Keenan out to the mound to talk things over with his starting pitcher Callan Fang, who really has not made many mistakes, but the 2 mistakes that he's made have proved costly.
Yeah, in this inning, he really just hasn't settled in. He hasn't been able to pound the zone like he has been in the last two frames. He left one up against Devin Taylor to start off the last inning, so two leadoff solo home runs for the Kettleers. And so some issues for Callan Fang with starting off these frames, but that was just four straight balls thrown after dialing in the first one against Devin Taylor.
56 pitches so far for Fang, his 57th. Fastball that gets Grant J swinging. J 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Fang has gone 3 innings, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts so far as Taylor leads off first. Breaking ball to J, low and outside. Count is even at 1-1. Jay, another guy with power. 21 home runs at Dallas Baptist this past year. Taylor leads off first, breaking ball again, and that runs in too far in tight and drills the elbow of Grant J. So all three Kettleers have reached to begin the inning.
Second hit by pitch thrown by Callan Fang, a few walks as well, and that draws Kelly Nicholson out of the Orleans dugout to make the first pitching change of the day for Orleans. Kettleers already turned to their bullpen with Merritt Beaker, and now for the first time, the Firebirds go into their bullpen.
So Callan Fang's day is done as Orleans brings in a new arm. We'll have more on the relief pitcher after this break.
When the unexpected happens, make sure you and your assets are insured appropriately. The agents at Leonard Insurance Agency can tailor coverage to meet your needs. Call 508-428-6921 to talk to their licensed agents today. Bortolotti Construction is your go-to provider for all excavation, drainage, and waterworks services. On top of that, they offer landscape filling materials such as sand, native stone, gravel, shells, and more. Serving Cape Cod and the islands for 30 years, Bortolotti Construction is committed to serving its community. Visit at 45 Industry Road in Marston's Mills or call 508-771-9399.
Willow Bend has been regarded as one of Cape Cod's and New England's premier private clubs and communities for over 25 years. Willow Bend is a family-friendly community right here in Cotuit. They strive for a fun and relaxed lifestyle with good times and good friends. Discover all that and more at Willow Bend.
For over 40 years, Vollmer & Son Construction has proudly served its community, providing a wide range of construction services, from bathroom renovations to complete home remodels. When you work with Vollmer & Son, you are being taken care of by natives of Cape Cod who support the community by using local suppliers and subcontractors. Vollmer & Son Construction, a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers. The new pitcher for Orleans, Michael Fultz, coming in to a tough spot here. No outs in the inning as Devin Taylor stands on second, Grant J on first. Taylor was walked, J was hit by a pitch, and that was all following a leadoff bomb from AJ Gracia. But Joe, what do you have for us on the new arm?
Yeah, out of George Washington this past season, a 2.25 conference ERA, which is the best in the A10. Played alongside Eddie Micheletti, which fans might remember, or Orleans fans definitely remember, played for the Firebirds last season, was a major part in their run to the championship series where they lost to Bourne.
The first pitch to Tanner Thatch. In there for strike number 1. Thatch, big cut on that one. On the lefty. So lefty-lefty matchup. Thatch 0 for 1. Bounced out to short. Breaking ball low and outside. Blocked by the catcher Keenan.
Fultz with a .932 whip this past season at George Washington, so he allows under one base runner per inning.
Next pitch in there for strike 2. Thatch, just watch that one clip the zone. So Fultz up in the count 1-2 here. Taylor leads off second, Jay off first. Takes a look back at Taylor, now deals the 1-2. This one shot toward the shortstop, Miola. The long throw over to first base in time to nab him. But Taylor and Jay move up into scoring position as Thatch set down for out number 1.
A nice backhand grab there by Miola on the run. Interesting, he doesn't want to try to get the lead runner at third. That was Devin Taylor. Decides to throw across his body to try to get Tanner Thatch at first. The Firebirds will tug the infield in here against Tyler Cerny.
Cerny right on the ground to the shortstop, Miola, and couldn't have drawn it up any better if you're Fultz. 1 pitch, 1 out, second out of the inning, and the 2 runners stay put at second and third.
Yeah, well, he inherited these 2 runners, got a quick out to short, another quick out to short, and now he has the chance to strand both of them in scoring position. Really nice job by Fultz to calm things down for the Firebirds here in the 4th.
Cotuit had its first 3 hitters reach base to begin the inning, but back-to-back groundouts worked by Fultz has them just 1 out away from limiting the damage, as Cotuit still leads 2-0 after the solo shot from A.J. Gracia. The 1-0 to Rodriguez. Now Fultz steps off the mound.
Taylor on second, Taylor on third, Jay on second.
Rodriguez 0 for 1. Popped up to lead off the top of the third. Now breaking ball, this one just floated into right field. Griffith's coming on, making the grab for out number 3, but Michael Fultz comes out of the pen and strands Devin Taylor and Grant Jay in scoring position. That's not before A.J. Gracia goes yard and gives Cotuit a 2-0 lead. And we'll set it to an interview with Adele Huffman. So, Adele, what do you have for us?
Hey, Cotuit family, we're here with Merritt Beaker, and we're going to ask him a few questions tonight. So, Merritt, if you would go ahead and explain where you're from, where you went to college, a little bit about yourself.
I'm from Winston-Salem,
make
North
sure that's
Carolina,
hitting
and I
-6.
go to Ball State University, Muncie, Indiana.
So, Merritt, have you played in any other summer leagues so far?
Yeah, after my freshman year of college, I played in Bethesda, Maryland in the Cal Ripken League, and then last year I played at home in the CPL League.
What brought you to Cotuit this year?
Just the opportunity to compete against the best in the country and work on some things, and yeah, just the experience too. I've always wanted to play here, and it's always been something on my bucket list, so I was definitely thrilled whenever I got the opportunity to do that.
So what's your mindset like going into this season?
My mindset when I'm on the mound and everything is just to compete in zone, let my stuff play and let my defense work, just attack hitters and get ahead early.
You had a pretty awesome second and third inning there. How do you keep yourself locked in when you're up on that mound?
I treat it like it's a tie game every time I go in, so I don't let the moment get too big or like take my foot off the gas, and I just, like I said, I'm just in there to compete every time.
And do you have anything that you would say to the Cotuit family?
We'll see you guys June 15th.
2-0 Cotuit. From Orleans, I'm Al Tracco, joined alongside by Joe Pratt. 4-5-6 due up for the Firebirds, as it's J.P. Smith, the designated hitter, digging in to the righty's batter's box as Beaker out for his second inning of work. Breaking ball, this one skied into left field. Compton getting underneath it, and he will make the grab for the first out of the inning. Smith sent that a long way, but Compton tracked it the entire way for the first out of the inning.
Well, we saw it on his first swing and miss of the day. He swings for the fences virtually every single time he's up at the plate. J.P. Smith got a hold of that one, but the yard held it for even longer. And luckily for the Kets, it maintains a 2-0 lead, with that one not being able to carry over the longer porch in left field.
Smith had 22 home runs last year as Chalowski swinging at the first pitch. Hits this one into right field. A.J. Gracia getting underneath it, making the grab. So 2 quick outs for Merritt Beaker. via the fly ball.
Yeah, and that was after a 3 up, 3 down top of the third inning, too. So, really nice job from Merritt Beaker to just pitch to contact, throw strikes, and let his fielders do the work.
Howard brings up the catcher, Jimmy Keenan. Keenan struck out back in the second inning as Beaker starts him out with a first pitch strike.
Beaker's retired 5 batters in a row.
Beaker's next offering bounces in the dirt. Blocked by the catcher, Jay.
Round out.
Cotuit, 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors. Orleans zeros across the scoreboard. Beaker's next offering, high and away.
Starter Jacob to this.
So Keenan up in the count, 2-1. Beaker deals the 2-1. Breaking ball in there for strike 2, evening the count at 2-2. Keenan did not play last night against Bourne.
1, 2, 3, begin.
Beaker, the 2-2. Grounded down the third baseline and fair. Sean Keys gave it a dive. Keenan takes the turnaround first to throw in the second. Is in time, they got him. A strong throw from Brandon Compton out in left field. The tag was applied by Tyler Cerny. And Jimmy Keenan is nailed, trying to stretch it to 2 bags. So excellent play from the outfield. And we'll talk about one of our other outfielders here with Adele Huffman on AJ Gracia, the right fielder.
Thanks, Alex. Yeah, let's talk about AJ for a little while. Coming from Monroe, New Jersey, he's now playing at Duke. But in his freshman year at Duke, he broke the home run record this season with 14 home runs. Also, he was nominated the All-American by the Collegiate Baseball Writers Association as well. But what I really want to talk about is this quote from his high school coach, Pat. He said, quote, "Batting him leadoff is a great move because it's an immediate problem." And I think that definitely describes what we've been seeing from AJ Gracia out here. What do you guys think about how this has been going for him so far?
Well, you saw AJ's impact just in this past inning, leading off the top of the fourth with a solo home run. That ball was absolutely smoked, and the power definitely a big factor. And you see more and more teams going with their power hitters hitting leadoff.
Yeah, that's true. I think maybe that Kyle Schwarber mentality over in Philadelphia, batting him leadoff, seeing if you can maybe get some leadoff home runs, and 2 leadoff homers for the Cats so far today. It's clearly working out, but I really like Gracia at the 4 spot in the lineup, batting after Sean Keys, who's another power bat, and Kian Fu and Brandon Compton at the top, who can do a really nice job of getting on base, but it can also hit for power when you need to. This is a Kettleers lineup that is pretty strong 1 through 9, and I think we haven't really seen it bat up to its potential, proverbially.
Just 2 runs yesterday, 2 runs today, both via the solo shots from Gracia and Taylor. 2 of the other outfielders, Kian Vu, Brandon Compton, set to hit 1 and 2 in this top of the 5th. Keys due up third. As Foltz back out on the bump. First pitch to Vu, low and outside for ball 1.
He singled his last time up to the third.
Foltz came in, really did a good job relieving the mess of the starter, Callan Fang. Came in, got 2 groundouts to short, and also got Nick Rodriguez to fly out to end the inning, stranding runners on second and third. There's a pitch in there for a strike to Vu. Vu's 1 for 2 on the day. 2-1 now is the count to him. Lefty on lefty matchup here. Vu takes a big cut, grounds that one foul down the first base line.
Michael Fultz a few weeks ago and definitely had some high expectations.
Vu does a good job working the count and getting on base here. Looking to do it as he puts a charge into this one down the right field line. Foul, and the cars. It's a dangerous spot to park.
I sure hope nobody in our staff or anybody we drove here with is parked up there. Headed right towards that gray GMC. It got knocked down by a branch, thankfully, though.
Would be really bad scenes if that car did get hit.
Whoever owns that gray GMC.
Go to the next pitch. Dribbles that foul right behind home plate. Definitely don't want to see a baseball on that GMC.
No.
That would be disastrous.
That would be a windy drive home.
Very much so. Foltz the 2-2 pitch. Low for a ball. So Vu now full count upcoming to lead off the top of the fifth here. Vu chops this one near Foltz, who comes off the mound, makes the flip in time to Moran. So an athletic play from Foltz to nab Vu for out one.
Yeah, pitchers are athletes too. Foltz is definitely one of them. 1-3 put out there to get Kian Vu, and even better, just to get some weak contact. Kettleers have been squaring up balls in these past few frames to keep them on their toes. It's something that the starter Fang was doing. Of course, Kern yesterday for Harwich was doing that, keeping the batters on their toes. And a nice job to get back to that here for Foltz in the fifth inning.
Foltz starts off Brandon Compton with a first pitch strike. Compton 0 for 2 did reach in his last at bat on a fielder's choice. Checked his swing there, but he went around. So Foltz up 0-2 against Compton here. The 0-2 breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by the catcher, Jimmy Keenan. So the count now runs to 1-2. A lot of lefties in this Cotuit lineup, 5 at the top of the order. So Orleans going to a lefty out of the bullpen in Foltz. He's had success so far. Sitting down, first 4 batters that he's faced as Compton just chops the next offering foul down the first base line. Foltz now steps back on the rubber, out of the windup now, kicks and deals. Swing and a miss, he got him. 5 straight retired for Michael Foltz. Now that brings up the lefty, Sean Keys.
Yeah, ever since he entered this game, which he did so after the home run from Gracia and then the starter Fang hit and walked Devin Taylor and Grant J. But ever since then, they've been shut down.
Sean Keys watches the first pitch low for ball 1. Keys 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch in the top of the first and popped out to end the third. Next pitch from Foltz, low for a strike. Foltz is 1-1 to Keys. In there for strike 2 as Keys took it. Now he's down on the count 1-2. Foltz looking for a 1-2-3, top of the fifth, and keep this ball game. Just a 2-run deficit for Orleans as Keys fouls this one high and out of play. To it, just 3 hits so far. 2 have left the yard. Those coming off the bat of Devin Taylor and A.J. Gracia. Gracia stands in the on-deck circle. Breaking ball, tried to get the low strike. Keys lays off, but that misses.
Yeah, the entire Orleans infield took a few steps towards their dugout on the first base side after that one was thrown. Barely missed low and away with the breaking ball.
The 2-2 goes back to the breaking ball here. Thought he would get the call again. Foltz stepped off the mound, but that misses outside. So Keys works it full after being down 1-2. Foltz gets his sign. Now peers in, kicks and deals the full count pitch. Inside corner, got him looking. Sean Keys thought it was ball 4, but Michael Foltz punches him out for a 1-2-3 top of the fifth. But Cotuit still leads 2-0. And after the break, my broadcast partner Joe Pratt will take over on play-by-play duties. So stay tuned for more action from Orleans.
For nearly 2 decades, Coastal Irrigation has proudly provided top-notch irrigation and landscape lighting services across Cape Cod. Starting with just a handful of customers in Cotuit, they now serve nearly all of the Cape. Upgrade your lawn care with their modern irrigation systems. No more dragging around hoses or worrying about watering while you're away. Their systems ensure your grass stays healthy and green effortlessly. Transform your home with Coastal Irrigation's landscape lighting services. Enhance your outdoor gatherings, improve safety, and boost curb appeal with their affordable, low-voltage lighting solutions. Illuminate your walkways and highlight architectural details to make your home shine. Contact Coastal Irrigation at 508-428-1529 or info@coastalirrigation.net.
Beacon Gardens is a full-service garden center right here in Mashpee. They sell a variety of landscaping materials and seasonal produce to both consumers and landscaping professionals around the Barnstable Village. Stop by and see all Beacon Gardens has to offer at 182 West Barnstable Road in Austerville.
Bottom of the fourth inning from Eldridge Park. Joe Pratt, Alex Rocco, Adele Huffman are with you on the Kettleers Radio Network for the first time on the road in this 24 campaign. The bottom of the lineup for Orleans will lead things off against Merritt Beaker, who starts his third inning of work. Dials in a first pitch fastball low and inside for strike one. He's facing Evan Griffiths out of Stetson, subbed in during yesterday's game, went 0 for 1. A walk already in today's contest. Next pitch from Beaker is tipped into the glove of Jay, or off the glove of Jay, dribbles right behind him, and quickly up 0-2 is Merritt Beaker.
Beaker's really done a nice job coming out of the bullpen, attacking this Orleans lineup early, throwing strikes, and getting a little help from his defense. Really nice play from Brandon Compton and last inning.
Griffiths awaits. The right-hander takes a fastball up and away, ball one. 1-2 strikes to him. Infield will play straight up on the right-handed swinging Griffiths. Outfield straight up as well. Partially cloudy skies overhead at Eldridge Park. The 1-2. Breaking ball falls in for a called strike three. A perfect pitch from Merritt Beaker. Had it on a string, and that's the first out of the bottom of the fifth inning. He gets Evan Griffiths on strikes.
First strikeout of the day for Beaker, and it was just a really pretty pitch there. Got Griffiths looking, and Beaker's been exactly what you asked for, coming out of the bullpen, giving Cotuit length and really effective innings.
Hudson Shoup digs in, lefty on lefty matchup. First one he sees. Breaking ball right down the middle, strike one. Hudson Shoup 0 for 1 today, struck out back in the second inning. One of 3 strikeouts thrown by Ben Jacobs. Glove in front of his face, Beaker ready. 0-1 pitch misses low. Count evens up at 1-1. Kettleers are fashioning their road maroon tops with the Cotuit lettering across the front, white outline across over the Cotuit lettering. A number on the front left side of the jersey as well with the white pinstripe pants. 1-1 pitch. Half swing there from Shoup, went around about 65%, and he falls back to 1-2. Nice breaking ball low and away that time from Beaker.
Beaker just doing a really good job mixing speeds and locations, getting Shoup well out in front.
Brings that tan glove in front of his face and goes into his windup. Cut on and missed. Low and away breaking ball at strike 3. Shoup goes down on strikes. Back-to-back Ks for Merritt Beaker and his first 2 of the 2024 campaign.
That breaking ball is a piece of beauty. Just really getting Shoup out in front, giving him fits there. And Beaker's come in and just been excellent for Mike Roberts.
Working that slider low and away nicely, especially against the left-handed hitting Hudson Shoup. Now facing Colin Tuft, shows bunt, pulls it back as the pitch is low and away. Ball 1. Tuft, a great night last night, 2 for 4 with an RBI and a strikeout. Batted in the 9-hole at Bourne, and that's where he's at today. Coach Nicholson didn't want to change that up. Next pitch from Beaker. Down low and in, it backs him up off the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. So an interesting look for Colin Tuft. The black sleeves of the Orleans jersey, the white vest, white pants to go along with his all blue batting gloves and light blue cleats. Next pitch is beneath his knees, but called to strike 1. Tuft didn't like that call, looked a little bit low.
You could see him look straight up, thought that was a ball, but Tough did not get the call.
Beaker shakes off Jay once, now throws. 2-1 pitch. It's a bit of a check swing from Tuft. Merritt Beaker's unable to get the call, and the count's pushed to 3-1. So the lights are on above Eldridge Park. Plenty of fans set up in their lawn chairs and beach blankets along the first base side, the grassy berm over there. As the next pitch is in the zone at knee height once again to Tuft. Count pushed to 3-2. Took a few steps towards first. He thought that one was ball four as well. So twice in this count, Tuft thought he was on his way to first base. Now 3-2. Beaker shakes off one sign and goes into his delivery. Breaking ball down low, ball four. Good at bat from Colin Tuft, moving up to first. Beaker really trying to work that breaking ball low and inside on him. And a nice job by Tuft to not pull the trigger.
You could see Beaker going back to that spot over and over and got the call a couple of times, but this last pitch just going too far low, and 2-out walks are costly. So let's see if Beaker can work out of it.
Runner goes on the first pitch to Mike Mancini. The throw's going to have to wait as Grant Jay drops it at the feet of the home plate umpire. So second time today that Grant Jay has been ran on, and he has been unable to find the grip with the ball in his right hand behind the plate. So the second stolen base pulled off by the Firebirds today. Tuft takes his lead at second. Beaker now working from the stretch. Infield and outfield straight up. Sean Keys, the third baseman, playing up at the grass at third. Time called from Beaker. He steps back on with the glove just above that maroon belt. Takes a look at second. Now the lefty deals home. First pitch to Mancini. It's the second one. It's in there for strike one. Count evens up at 1-1. The runner takes his lead at second. Just one hit on the day for Orleans. That was hit off the bat of Jimmy Keenan back in the bottom of the fourth inning. It was one that was roped down the left field line, but the left fielder for the Kettleers was able to cut down Keenan, trying to turn that single into a double, and that ended that bottom of the fourth frame. So Grant Jay just had a few words with his pitcher Merritt Beaker, looking to put away this bottom of the fifth inning. A runner in scoring position is Colin Tuft. Batter at the plate Mike Mancini went 1 for 3 last night. He's 0 for 2 today. Beaker takes a look at second, and the tall lefty throws. Bounced up there in the right-hand batter's box, scooped up by Grant Jay, and a nice block by him to keep it in front.
That was a really nice block. You saw Tuft aggressive on the base path, swiping second, and if that ball gets by Jay, large backstop here. Tuft could easily move up 90 feet and just be 90 feet away from scoring and making this a 2-1 ballgame.
It seems like there's a lot more foul ground at Eldridge Park than the rest of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Here's the next pitch. Fastball that ties up Mancini. He fouls it off his front foot. So they'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Merritt Beaker cruising through those first 2 batters in this inning. Strikeout looking, strikeout swinging. And ever since facing Colin Tuft and issuing him a walk, it's been tough sledding in this fifth frame. So Mancini out of James Madison with the all-black bat, some red coloring on the barrel of it, ropes it down the first base line, just foul out of the reach of Tanner Thatch, and barely up that first base line in foul ground, says the first base ump Bob Melms.
Mancini really put a charge into that one on the ground, just inches away from being a fair ball and completely changing this ball game. And baseball's a game of inches, and that way it favors the Kets.
Keeps this count at 2-2. Sixth pitch is upcoming. Infield shifted slightly to the right for the left-handed swinging Mike Mancini. Here's the 2-2. Misses everything and scooped up on the forehand by Grant Jay. Second time in this at-bat that he's had to do that, Alex. And once again, a good job just to keep it in front.
Really athletic play there from Grant Jay, popping out of his squat and gloving in that pitch. Some 2 massive blocks really could have changed the course of this inning.
So the count pushed to 3-2. Merritt Beaker looking to end the bottom of the fifth inning with the Kettleers still up 2-0. The 3-2. Breaking ball swatted on the ground towards second. Up with it, Nick Rodriguez throwing to first. Thatch receives that for out number 3. So a 4-3 putout puts the bottom of the 5th inning to rest. The Kettleers still leading 2-0 as we go to the 6th frame on the Kettleers Radio Network.
Operating on Cape Cod since 1988, Advanced Embroidery has garnered national awards in embroidery and screen printing. They offer screenings on golf shirts, Oxford shirts, jackets, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and bags. Advanced Embroidery will print your company's or team's logos anywhere. Thousands of satisfied customers can attest for Advanced Embroidery's attentive customer service, tight quality control, and quick turnaround time. They're open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday on 38 Plant Road in Hyannis.
Beacon Gardens is a full-service garden center right here in Mashpee. They sell a variety of landscaping materials and seasonal produce to both consumers and landscaping professionals around the Barnstable Village. Stop by and see all Beacon Gardens has to offer at 182 West Barnstable Road in Austerville.
Top of the 6th inning from Eldridge Park, Kettleers leading 2-0. AJ Gracia will step in to lead off this frame, the 4-man in the batting lineup. Last time he stepped up was in the top of the 4th frame, was also the leadoff hitter. Blasted his first home run of the summer. He's 1 for 2, fly out to right field his first time up. So back out on the mound, Michael Foltz brings the glove in front of his face, now fires home, a pitch that's low and away. Ball 1 to Gracia. Foltz working in relief of Callan Fang, who pitched into the 4th inning, gave up 2 earned runs. Both were on home runs. As the next pitch is low and inside and called to strike 1 to Gracia. Ever since then, Foltz has retired 6 straight batters for the Kettleers. Next pitch misses everything, gets back to the backstop, and it's 2-1 on Gracia. So he's been able to really settle things down for the Firebirds. Kettleers looking for their first base runner since Grant Jay was able to get on last inning, but that was against Callan Fang. They put 2 runners in scoring position. Neither of them were able to come in and score. Next pitch missed up and in. Here's the 3-1. Low and inside. Ball 4. He flings the bat towards the Kets dugout. Gracia is on his way to first with a 5-pitch walk.
That's a nice at-bat there from Gracia there. Saw a couple of pitches from Foltz, but that's exactly what you have to do with facing a pitcher that's been in a rhythm like Foltz, hasn't allowed a base runner. Gracia not expanding his zone as Foltz try to pound him on the inside corner, but Gracia discipline and works the 5-pitch walk.
Here's Devin Taylor. He also has a home run in this ball game. The 2 home runs from them, the difference. Line drive over the second baseman. That sinks in for a base hit. Rounding second and holding up there is AJ Gracia. And Devin Taylor improves to 2 for 2 on the day.
And Taylor not trying to do too much. Foltz just left the pitch right down the middle, and Taylor, an easy swing, bloops that into right field. So Cotuit, after struggling against Foltz, back-to-back base runners to begin the top of the 6th.
It brings up Grant Jay. Right-handed swinger, 0 for 1 in today's game. Strikeout and a hit by pitch his last time up. First pitch gets a strike, but he swings through it. He's down 0-1. So the runners are on first and second for Grant Jay to start off this top of the 6th inning. Kettleers leading 2-0. And now a timeout called by Mike Roberts. Wanted to talk things over with Grant Jay. So this is an interesting moment here. So you'll see in the game plenty of times where pitchers will call time, catchers will call time and go talk things over with their pitcher. Now we get a timeout called by Mike Roberts to talk it over with his batter.
I think it's a critical timeout. You just want to make sure everyone's on the same page. You have runners in scoring position for what seems like a couple of innings now. That last came in the top of the 4th. So this is a big moment for Cotuit. Still with the 2-run lead, but you need to add insurance runs, and Mike Roberts talking things over.
Jay shows the bunt, pulls it back. Both of the corner infielders crashed in, but a ball 1 called there to make it a 1-1 count. Michael Foltz throwing to Grant Jay. So we found out what Mike Roberts had to say to Grant Jay just then. Runners are on first and second. We'll see if he goes back to the bunt play here. Counts 1-1. From the stretch, throw from Fultz, popped up on the left side of the infield. Chalowski charges in, makes the grab halfway up the baseline. And an unsuccessful bunt attempt there from Grant Jay. He pops it up on the infield, and it results in a P5. The runners have to stay put.
And Jay just really popped that bunt straight up in the air. Chalowski, the third baseman, came rushing in on that. And in theory, a good idea. You want to get the runners in scoring position if you can get the bunt down. But Jay just popping that straight up into the air.
Now with one out in the inning, here's Tanner Thatch. Gets one in off the hands, ties him up, pop up towards Chalowski. He lets it bounce, throws to second. It's offline though. Infield fly was in play. So that results in the second out of this inning. So clearly just a play right there to try to get one of the speedier Kettleers off the base paths and have Tanner Thatch replace him.
That was a smart move by Chalowski there. Just didn't see that was an infield fly called, but always have to have good baseball IQ, and in just close 1-run, 2-run ball games, that could be the difference getting your fast players off base.
Here's Tyler Cerny, takes a fastball low and outside, ball 1. Cerny 0 for 2, struck out looking back in the second, 6-3 put out in the fourth. Got his first looks in last night's game, a defensive sub for PJ Moutsaritas, who's not in the starting lineup today. They go with a different middle infield. Mike Roberts does, with Nick Rodriguez playing at second. Tyler Cerny playing at short. He took a next pitch inside, ball 2, ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Runners on first and second take their leads as Fultz comes set. On the third base side of the rubber, looks back and throws a breaking ball that ties up Cerny. Twisting pop up into foul ground, making his way over is Moran, and he snags that by his right ear for out number 3. So the Kettleers lead off the frame by putting the first 2 base runners on, and they don't do anything from there as they still lead it 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th on the Cats Radio Network.
For nearly 2 decades, Coastal Irrigation has proudly provided top-notch irrigation and landscape lighting services across Cape Cod. Starting with just a handful of customers in Cotuit, they now serve nearly all of the Cape. Upgrade your lawn care with their modern irrigation systems. No more dragging around hoses or worrying about watering while you're away. Their systems ensure your grass stays healthy and green effortlessly. Transform your home with Coastal Irrigation's landscape lighting services. Enhance your outdoor gatherings, improve safety, and boost curb appeal with their affordable, low-voltage lighting solutions. Illuminate your walkways and highlight architectural details to make your home shine. Contact Coastal Irrigation at 508-428-1529 or info@coastalirrigation.net.
RCA Electric and Generators is dedicated to helping homeowners and building contractors select, purchase, install, and maintain the ideal generator for their specific needs. Since being founded by Randy Agnew in 1990, this Barnstable-based family-run business has grown its reputation by serving all of Cape Cod, the South Shore, and the South Coast. Get in touch today by reaching out to RCA at 508-428-0449 or visit in person at 153 Commercial Street in Mashpee.
Back from Eldridge Park, Joe Pratt, Alex Rocco, and Adele Huffman with you. Facing the heart of this Orleans lineup, a new pitcher in for the Kettleers, Michael Ebner. That ends the line for Merritt Beaker, who went a solid 3 innings pitched.
Beaker really did a nice job coming out of the bullpen. Worked the 3 innings, like you mentioned, allowed just 1 hit, didn't allow a run. Struck out 2, walked 1, but faced the meat of this Orleans lineup and really did a good job handling it and came out of relief of Ben Jacobs and Cotuit's pitching. Really doing a nice job here today.
He makes way for Michael Ebner out of USC, 6'3", 210-pound right-hand reliever. And he will be making his first appearance for the Kettleers in this season. Facing Lorenzo Miola, a right-on-right matchup with the all-white batting gloves. Miola awaits. First pitch from Ebner, a breaking ball in the dirt for ball one. Miola is 0 for 2. He grounded out to third, popped out to second, and the Stetson Hatter followed up his 1 for 2 day yesterday by going 0 for 2 so far in this one. Corners are in for him. Line shot, one hopper to short. Cerny is up with it, throwing to first, in time by 2 steps to get Miola there, and a quick 2-pitch out for Michael Ebner to start off the bottom of the 6th.
That was a nice play by Cerny, reading the bounce off the dirt there. Saw PJ Mutsaridis yesterday playing at short have a similar play, but that ball ate him up. So Cerny waited back on it, didn't attack it, but fielded it off the hop and made the throw over there in time at first.
Landon Moran steps in, sends a hard hit foul ball just above the Kettleers dugout on the first base side. They'll pull the third baseman in again. Sean Keys with his toes up on the infield grass. Now we got a couple of choice words between Mike Roberts and Jeff Merzell, the home plate umpire. Didn't seem like Mike Roberts said much, but it drew a couple of seconds from Merzell, pulled the mask off, had a few words to say. And now Ebner is back ready to go. A fastball dialed in at the knees of Moran for strike 2. 0-2 the count now as Ebner is ahead with 1 gone in the bottom of the 6th frame. Kettleers leading 2-0. Middle infielders playing back. Here it comes. A breaking ball up and away pushes the count to 1-2. So just 1 hit on the day for Orleans. That was allowed by Merritt Beaker, who followed up Ben Jacobs. Went 2 scoreless frames. Next pitch from Ebner is a fastball that backs Moran off the plate. Count pushed to 2-2. Moran is 0 for 1. He grounded out to first base his last time up. Walked in the first, was also able to steal a bag. The next pitch is cut on and missed, strike 3. Pitch down in the zone, well located by Michael Ebner, and he gets his first strikeout of the 24 season. 2 quick outs in the 6th frame for the Kets.
Moran took a healthy cut out of that pitch and was off balance after he swung and missed at that, but really nice stuff from Ebner out of the bullpen, getting 2 quick outs.
Here comes J.P. Smith. Saw 1 pitch his last time up, drilled it to deep left field. But it found the glove of the Kets left fielder, and he was unable to find that first homer of the season. Although he was able to find his first RBIs last night when he drove in 2 runners in a top of the 6th 2 RBI double at Bourne. That made it an 8-2 ball game. First pitch he saw fouled off of the umpire, and he is down 0-1. So Grant J will go back out to talk things with Michael Ebner. Do you think that's just a couple of words about signs or encouragement?
I think it's just talking things over.
Yeah.
Making sure that you're on the same page here. He's had success, but also want to give some time after the foul ball.
Next pitch is fouled back again into the seats, or where everybody is seating, on that grassy berm on the first base side. The clouds have made their way over the elementary school that sits above right field. Sun set over the right field corner as well just a few moments ago. Next pitch is rolled on the ground towards third. Couple hops, Keys charging in, throws on the run in time at first to get J.P. Smith. A nice play by Sean Keys to end the 3 up, 3 down, bottom of the 6th frame. And before we send things over to the top of the 7th inning, we'll check in with our sideline reporter, Adele Huffman. What do you have for us, Adele?
Thanks, Joe. I just want to talk a little bit about Devin Taylor. He has really showed up for us tonight. A sophomore from Indiana University, 6'1", 215-pound, named preseason All-American by Perfect Game, also ranked at number 14 outfielder in the nation by D1 Baseball, set the Indiana freshman RBI record this past year, which was 59 RBIs, and finished second among Indiana freshmen in the home run charts with 16 home runs. And he's showing that he knows something about home runs tonight, setting us off with our first home run of our 2024 season. It is great to see this, Alex and Joe, and I can't wait to see what Taylor has in store for the rest of this game.
Yeah, for sure. A great day at the plate. 2 for 2 so far, and It's interesting. He broke that freshman RBI record a year ago with 59. That was to break Carter Matheson's record from the previous year with 58. So that was pretty cool. Of course, Carter Matheson playing with the Kettleers last summer. And so it's good to see more Indiana Hoosiers make their way into this Kettleers roster.
That's exactly right. And I'm sure Indiana head coach Jeff Mercer definitely pleased with the players that coming from Cotuit and working under head coach Mike Roberts had a lot of production. And you see two guys here, Tyler Cerny, who's getting the start at short tonight. Both Indiana Hoosiers and both play a massive part in their success.
Yeah, you mentioned Tyler Cerny, a couple of Indiana Hoosiers on this Kettleers roster early on in this season. It's interesting to see when you're able to get plenty of players from these college rosters, but year in and year out, it seems like Mike Roberts, with his connections and relationships within college baseball, is able to continually bring in these players from these schools, being Kentucky, Indiana, and we're seeing a lot of these guys make massive impacts when they get here to the Cape, and that's just really rewarding to see. It's also good to develop that sort of pipeline from these schools into Cotuit.
That's exactly right. And was a note about Devin Taylor when he first committed to Indiana. Jeff Mercer, guy who's extremely passionate about his program, started crying when Taylor committed because he knew how much of a game changer he would be to the Indiana Hoosiers. Cried, screamed on his front porch, and then, of course, in the spirit of Father's Day, had to call his dad to tell him the great news that Devin Taylor is joining the Hoosiers, and he's really made a big impact in his first 2 years in Bloomington.
That he has, and now we'll have Nick Rodriguez to lead off the top of the seventh inning for the Kettleers. He takes a fastball at the knees for strike one. And a new pitcher in for Orleans, Itsuki Takamoto, making his first appearance of the summer. The right-hander deals a roller on the ground towards second, backhanded by Mancini, up with it throwing to first in time to get Cerny there, or Rodriguez there rather, for out number one.
That was a nice play by Mancini, cutting up right toward that second base bag, going on the backhand and making the throw in time to nab Rodriguez. Athletic play by the second baseman.
Takamoto ready, pitching primarily from the stretch, glove above his belt, throws a fastball past a big swing from Kian Vu for strike number one. The infield playing straight up, pulled a little bit to the pull side for Kian Vu, and now the home plate umpire will take a moment as time was called, it looks like, by Vu, with the count 0-1. So Vu enters this at bat, 1 for 3, a single back in the third, was cut down on a fielder's choice. Next pitch is a fastball too far outside, 1-1. So we get our first looks at Itsuki Takamoto out of Wakayama, Japan, just an hour south of Osaka. Plays his college ball for the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. The next pitch, Vu gets a hold of it, drills it down the left field line, going back on at the left fielder. Shoop looking up, reaching up, and he makes the grab. Crashing into the wall and keeping himself on his feet. Given a ride by Kian Vu, nearly the third solo leadoff shot by the Kettleers today, but tracked down by Shoop in left field. And the score stays at 2-0.
That could have been dangerous there off the bat of Kian Vu, but Hudson Shoop tracking it all the way and crashing into the wall. Really nice effort for the second out.
Here's Brandon Compton, righty on left. Pitcher Takamoto throws it in, a breaking ball too far outside, 1-0. Takamoto played for a Hawaii team that went 37-16 this year in Big West play, 16-1 in their final 17 games. Next pitch is in there for a strike on Brandon Compton, who's 0 for 3. Pair of strikeouts on the day. Infield will play the pull side for him again. And now another time called from the home plate umpire. Is he saying that Takamoto gets on the rubber too quickly there?
Not sure what he's saying. Could be.
It appeared that that one was pointed towards the pitcher Takamoto, who's ready and set with the 1-0 pitch. Compton gets underneath it, flares it over the first base side, and foul.
Takamoto also a two-way player. Hit at Hawaii, hit .315, did only get 16 plate appearances, but went 5 for 16, also 4 RBIs. So contributing on both sides of the ball.
Next pitch is up and away to Compton. 1-2 strikes. One of a couple pitchers in this game for Orleans who had some time batting. Callan Fang played in the field, won All-Ivy honorable mention as a fielder and designated hitter. Brandon Compton awaits the next pitch, gets ahead of it, rolls it on the ground towards second. Mancini trips up for a second there, but is able to find his footing, locate the baseball, and deliver it to first for out number 3. So the Kets go 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 7th inning. 2-0 the score remains as we go to the bottom of the 7th on the Kettleers Radio Network.
Since 1995, MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating has been your trusted commercial and residential plumbing contractor in Massachusetts. They specialize in new and rehabilitation work, gas and pipe fitting, climate control, heating, HVAC, oil burner work, boiler installation, radiant heat, forced hot water, air conditioning, and duct and sheet metal fabrication services. Founded and owned by Michael Pasic, a team of 9 skilled professionals is dedicated to providing top quality service. MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating is registered with the Massachusetts Board of State Examiners of Plumbers and the Department of Public Safety. For all your plumbing and heating needs, contact MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating at 508-420-3429 or at 60 Clamshell Point Lane in Cotuit. MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating, proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
Coastal Rentals is the place to go for professional landscape and construction equipment. Whether you need tools and equipment for commercial use or for your own projects, Coastal Rentals has what you need. Purchasing gear is also available. Check out Coastal Rentals today.
When the unexpected happens, make sure you and your assets are insured appropriately. The agents at Leonard Insurance Agency can tailor coverage to meet your needs. Call Brock Chalowski leads things off for the Firebirds in the bottom of the 7th inning. They trail it 2-0 with just 1 hit on the board. That was back in the 4th frame. They have not put a runner on base since the 5th inning. And now Michael Ebner heads back out there for a 2nd inning of work. First pitch, right down the middle, strike 1. Worked easily through that 1st inning of work. Couple of groundouts and a strikeout for Ebner against 2, 3, and 4 in this Orleans lineup. He'll be facing Chalowski, Keenan, and Griffiths at 5, 6, and 7. Twisting pop-up down the first base line, giving chase is the outfielder. He runs out of space. Foul ball onto the grassy berm. Couple of kids giving chase. It's the home opener here at Eldridge Park. Of course, playing last night at Doran Park in Bourne, losing that one by a score of 9-4. Orleans still looking to get their first lead of the 24 season, as the next pitch from Michael Ebner is a breaking ball that falls off the left shoulder of Chalowski. Too far inside. It's 1-1. Chalowski with all white batting gloves and an all black bat, waving it above his right shoulder. Ebner fires from the stretch, a hard hit ball right back up the middle. Cerny running after it, picks it up, throws on the run in time to get Chalowski at first for out number 1 to start off the bottom of the 7th inning. So Chalowski falls back to 0 for 2, and that brings up Jimmy Keenan.
Really nice play by Cerny up the middle, moving to his left there, making the clean play, strong throw in time. Really a couple of nice defensive plays from the shortstop.
It's been really smooth tonight. A lot of time at Indiana this year, starting virtually every single game for them at short, as the first pitch to Keenan finds the zone for strike 1. Keenan out of St. John's, transferring to Wake Forest next season. Playing in his first game for the Firebirds today, he's 1 for 2. The only hit on the board for Orleans, as the next pitch is fanned at and missed. 0-2. Middle infielders playing back. Tanner Thatch 10 feet off the line at first. The next pitch from Ebner bounces in front of home plate and creeps back to the backstop. 1-2 strikes on Jimmy Keenan. Pitch clock reads 10 for Ebner from the stretch in the first base side of the rubber. Dials in a fastball above the letters of Keenan. Count pushed up to 2-2. There is a reliever warming up in the Kettleers bullpen just above the left center field fence. 2-2 pitch from Ebner. Breaking ball falls too far outside And a good eye from Keenan as that one barely missed.
It was nearly going to be the third strike of the at bat, but Keenan, discipline, does not expand the zone.
Payoff. Fastball tipped straight back into the net. And a nice job by Keenan to get a piece and stay alive at 3-2. Pitch was a strike, though, on the outer half. 90 miles an hour out of the right hand of Ebner. He peers in at Grant J, given the signs. We'll see where he lines up on the plate. Looks like straight up as the 3-2 pitch is a breaking ball. Draws a check swing from Keenan, but it barely catches just off of the handle of that bat. Goes back into the netting again, and the count remains at 3-2. Dark blue skies overhead here at Eldridge Park. Lights are on. Fans in their lawn chairs down either baseline. Michael Ebner with the bases empty, one gone in the bottom of the seventh. 3-2 pitch, fastball, cut on and miss, strike three. Ebner picks up his second strikeout of the outing, and there's two gone in the bottom of the seventh. Climbed the ladder, went up and in with the fastball there against Jimmy Keenan.
An 8-pitch at bat there, and Ebner, he had some more velocity coming on that pitch, had some extra emphasis to get the punch out of Keenan, and really nice at bat between the two of them, but Ebner wins the battle.
That he does, and Evan Griffiths would be the batter here for Orleans. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout and a walk, but we're going to have our first pinch hitter of the game inserted for Orleans. Jack Gurovich will be the batter, a left-handed swinger to face the right-handed throwing Michael Ebner. So Evan Griffiths, who was subbed in and went 0 for 1 with a run scored in last night's game, gets subbed in for Jack Gurovich. Rising senior at the University of San Diego digs in and takes a breaking ball for strike one from Michael Ebner. So Sean Keys will step up to the infield grass, playing about 15 feet off the third base line. Tanner Thatch 8 feet off the line at first. Middle infield back. Next pitch finds the dirt from Ebner. Count pushed to 1-1. 82 on the gun that time from Ebner. It seems like that off speed he's having trouble to locate it in the zone, especially on these finishing pitches where he's trying to get guys swinging and missing. Middle infielders are back. The next pitch, cut on and miss. Climbs the ladder again with the fastball. 1-2. So a strike away from escaping this inning is Michael Ebner. Already 2 strikeouts in the contest so far for him. Next pitch is cut on and miss. Strike 3 goes right back to the fastball. Michael Ebner gets through the bottom of the 7th inning unscathed. 6 up, 6 down for Ebner, and the Kettleers protecting that 2-0 lead as we go to the top of the 8th on the Cats Digital Network.
Operating on Cape Cod since 1988, Advanced Embroidery has garnered national awards in embroidery and screen printing. They offer screenings on golf shirts, Oxford shirts, jackets, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and bags. Advanced Embroidery will print your company's or team's logos anywhere. Thousands of satisfied customers can attest for Advanced Embroidery's attentive customer service, tight quality control, and quick turnaround time. They're open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday on 38 Plant Road in Hyannis.
Since 1995, MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating has been your trusted commercial and residential plumbing contractor in Massachusetts. They specialize in new and rehabilitation work, gas and pipe fitting, climate control, heating, HVAC, oil burner work, boiler installation, radiant heat, forced hot water, air conditioning, and duct and sheet metal fabrication services. Founded and owned by Michael Pasic, a team of 9 skilled professionals is dedicated to providing top quality service. MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating is registered with the Massachusetts Board of State Examiners of Plumbers and the Department of Public Safety. For all your plumbing and heating needs, contact MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating at 508-420-3429 or at 60 Clamshell Point Lane in Cotuit. MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating, proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
Two 2-0 in Orleans. The Kettleers leading the Firebirds after 7 innings played. We go into the top of the 8th inning with a new pitcher on the mound for Orleans. Brennan Sieber gets his first looks of the summer. A rising sophomore out of Vanderbilt. Attended Mater Dei High School. And he enters this game in the top of the 8th inning to face the heart of the Kettleers lineup, Brandon Compton, Sean Keys, and A.J. Gracia at 2, 3, and 4. Part of the lineup that has been able to launch one home run, that being off the bat of A.J. Gracia. 2 solo shots for the Kettleers in the 2nd and in the 4th off the bats of Gracia and Taylor are the difference in this one. 2-0 they lead it with Brandon Compton leading off. This is going to be Sean Keys stepping up to the dish. 3, 4, and 5 for the Kets. He fans and misses at strike 1 down in the zone. Sieber, a tall right-handed thrower, 6'5", 228. His next one to Keys is the same pitch and same result in the dirt. This time Keys holds back and it's 1-1. Skies darkening overhead at Eldridge Park. Infield playing straight up for the left-handed swinging Keys. First pitch is laced right back up the middle, off the glove of the diving Miola at short, and it creeps into center field for a base hit. Sean Keys leads off the top of the 8th inning with a base knock, his first of the summer.
Excellent effort from Miola there, full extension, but that ball just rocketed off the bat of Keys, ricochets off of his bat. That one goes 104 miles an hour off of his bat, just blistering. So ricochets off the glove and into center field, and that's the perfect way to start this inning with a runner on base.
Keys with a short lead at first. The first pitch to A.J. Gracia draws a half-check swing, but a called strike 1 by the home plate umpire Jeff Merzell. Righty on lefty matchup right now with Siebert throwing from the first base side of the rubber. The tall right-hander brings that tan glove just above his red belt. The next pitch is a bunt laid down by Gracia. It's popped up to the pitcher. He snags it just in front of the mound. Another unsuccessful bunt tried to be pulled off by the Kettleers there. This time it's Gracia, and it ends in a P1 to the pitcher.
Wasn't sure if Gracia was trying to catch the Orleans defense sleeping there, but an interesting decision to bunt, and 2 unsuccessful bunts so far for Cotuit.
Both of which were with no outs in the inning. Now there's 1 out for Devin Taylor. Left-handed swinger takes a fastball up and away. Ball 1. Taylor having a fantastic day at the plate so far. Started off his night with a solo home run to left center field. Followed that up by reaching base on a walk and then a single in the 6th. He awaits. Checks his swing, didn't go, says the home plate umpire, and it's ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Devin Taylor, fashioning all white batting gloves with a Indiana red Evo shield on that right elbow, right ankle guard as well. The next pitch from Sieber is down and away, ball 2. So it seems like Devin Taylor, when he's worked his way into counts, has been able to get ahead.
And he's doing a really good job staying disciplined, laying off some of those tough pitches, and he's reached base all 3 times tonight, 2 for 2. Also drew a walk. So Taylor having success.
Adele was talking earlier about how he was named to the preseason All-American team by perfect game. He was able to fulfill that later on in the season by becoming an All-American. And right here, he takes ball 4, pitches the bat towards the third base dugout, and he's on his way to first with his 2nd walk of the night. So Devin Taylor has reached or hit a home run in each of his 4 plate appearances tonight. That brings up Grant Jay, who's 0 for 2. The sole right-handed swinger in the Kets lineup swings and tags one foul that rolls into the on-deck circle of Orleans, 0-1. So the Kettleers have been able to put another runner in scoring position. Sean Keys at second. Devin Taylor is at first. Kets batting 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position last night. They didn't put too many runners there. Unable to bring any of them home. Next pitch is a swing and a miss from Grant Jay, low and inside. Count falls back to 0-2. Jay with the tan handle on the bat. Bright red barrel awaits, waving it over that left shoulder. Hard hit on the ground towards third. Up with it, Chalowski throwing to second for 1. Relay to first is not in time. Jay beats it up down the first base line. A tough play for Chalowski at third, who fielded that one deep at third base behind the bag. Having to throw to second, they get the out there. Unable to get the one at first.
That would have been a really tough turn just for where Chalowski fielded that ball. It was on the backhand, was hit hard by Jay, and give credit to Jay, hustling it out of the batter's box and extending the inning.
Great fielding from Orleans in this game. It brings up Tanner Thatch. Fastball just beneath his knees, called strike one. Actually looked like that off-speeder there from Brennan Sieber. Sieber peers in with the tan glove. Now he brings it just above his belt. Takes a look back at first at Grant Jay, who had about a two-step lead over there. The runners are on the corners. Keys on third. Jay at first. There's two gone in the top of the eighth. A chance for Tanner Thatch to extend the Kets' lead. Next pitch. Thatch takes a big hack at one that was in the dirt. Pushes the count to 0-2 now.
Thatch was trying to give Cotuit a much important insurance run there. Just took a big hack, and Sieber fooled him.
He waits from the left side. The throw from Sieber, low and away. Good take there from Thatch. It's 1-2. Thatch playing really well a year ago here at Orleans. Runner takes off for second, ties him up in off of his hands. Ground ball towards Chalowski. It's about 3 feet in foul territory, though. So that's the second time today that Thatch has gotten a pitch up and in off its hands that he can't quite fight off. And luckily that time it's a couple feet in foul ground. The first one being a spinning pop-up on the infield that had two runners in scoring position for the Kets at the time. Chance here with runners on the corners. Next pitch, flared into center field off the end of the bat of Thatch. Tough charging in, sliding, and he makes the play. A massive play made by Tuft in center field, having to run all the way in to rob a single from Tanner Thatch and keep the score at 2-0. He does so perfectly, and the Firebirds will have a chance to hit when we return on the Kettleers Radio Network.
Beacon Gardens is a full-service garden center right here in Mashpee. They sell a variety of landscaping materials and seasonal produce to both consumers and landscaping professionals around the Barnstable Village. Stop by and see all Beacon Gardens has to offer at 182 West Barnstable Road in Austerville.
Bortolotti Construction is your go-to provider for all excavation, drainage, and waterworks services. On top of that, they offer landscape filling materials such as sand, native stone, gravel, shells, and more. Serving Cape Cod and the islands for 30 years, Bortolotti Construction is committed to serving its community. Visit at 45 Industry Road in Marston's Mills or call 508-771-9399.
RCA Electric and Generators is dedicated to helping homeowners and building contractors select, purchase, install, and maintain the ideal generator for their specific needs. Since being founded by Randy Agnew in 1990, this Barnstable-based family-run business has grown its reputation by serving all of Cape Cod, the South Shore, and the South Coast. Get in touch today by reaching out to RCA at 508-428-0449 or visit in person at 153 Commercial Street in Mashpee.
Unexpected happens, make sure you and your assets are insured appropriately. The agents at Leonard Insurance Agency can tailor coverage to meet your needs. Call 508-428-6921 to talk to their licensed agents today. Michael Ebner returns to the mound for the Kettleers in the bottom of the 8th inning. Has cruised through his first 2 innings of work, 6 up, 6 down, against 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, and 7, and now he'll be facing 8, 9, and 1 in the Firebirds lineup. Starting off with Hudson Shoup, the Gonzaga outfielder, digs in for his third at-bat of the day. 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Corners are in for him, and the fastball is popped out of the glove of Grant J. Ball 1. One of the corners will actually be in. Sean Keys playing in at the grass at third, 20 feet off the line. Tanner Thatch about 8 feet off the line at first. Middle infielders playing back. Outfielders straight up. And the next pitch from Ebner is up and inside, ball 2. Alex, it was a really solid crowd at the start of the game. Some fans, though, clearly making their way towards the parking lot as the temperatures continue to dip down below 70 and into the low 60s here tonight at Eldridge Park. The next pitch missed. It's a 3-0 count from Michael Ebner to Hudson Shoup. Here it comes. A get-me-over fastball right down the middle at 89 miles an hour from Ebner. Pushes things to 3-1. Shoup 1 for 2 yesterday, 0 for 2 today. The 3-1 pitch is inside, but called strike 2. Shoup did a little spin towards the Orleans dugout. He thought he was on his way to first with a walk.
We've seen that a couple of times.
Yeah, we have.
Orleans, it's ball 4. They take the slow trot down to first for it just to be called a strike.
Next pitch, Shoup rolls it over towards second base. Nick Rodriguez, a quick flip to Thatch at first, and an easy 4-3 putout to get Shoup to start off this bottom of the 8th. So the Kettleers just 5 outs remaining to get in this ball game. And that brings up Colin Tuft. Really nice job by Michael Ebner to come into this game and settle things down, eat up some innings, and get quick outs.
He's had a really impressive outing, and what's really standing out to me is that he's not blowing pitches by guys. He's pitching to contact and relying on his defense to get him out.
Tuft is the batter. He turns inside on the pitch that takes him back of the plate, and it's 1-0. Tuft has worked a walk today and struck out earlier on in the second. Ebner comes set with the dark glove at his belt. The pitch is a fastball ticked straight back into the net from Tuft. 1-1. Yeah, got to appreciate him pitching to contact, throwing strikes, not missing too badly. The misses that he has had, it's mostly been on that breaking ball that he loses in the dirt. So if you're going to lose a breaking ball somewhere, it might as well be down low. Gets the fastball in the box. It's 1-2.
Ebner, 35 pitches so far, 23 for strikes, really doing a good job attacking the strike zone early and getting first pitch strikes. That's something that Cotuit really struggled to do yesterday.
Tuft awaits. A breaking ball ties him up. He flares it foul just above the Orleans dugout on the first base side. Couple of bat boys in the well right there at the end of it. They had to get out of the way of that one. Here's the next pitch from Ebner. The payoff is a breaking ball up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the 78-mile-an-hour off-speeder from Ebner. Sends the count to 2-2. 1 gone in the bottom of the 8th. Kettleers leading 2-0. He comes set. Here it comes. Fastball that hits him on the handle of the bat or possibly the left hand. Nonetheless, it's going to be a foul ball. That was tough to tell what it hit, but made an awkward sound off the bat of Tuft or wherever it hit.
It looked like Tuft was in some pain for a moment, grimacing off the bat, shaking off his hand. So it have hit the end of the bat and then ricocheted and hit his hand and took a crazy bounce out of play. But
slightly chokes up on the bat with the count 2-2. He takes down low, nearly hits home plate with the breaking ball down in the dirt. 3-2 on Colin Tuft. Second team All AAC selection this year at Tulane was Colin Tuft. He stays alive with another foul into the netting. Hit .279 with a .509 slugging percentage, 12 homers with 11 doubles, 41 driven in. Also led the team with 44 walks. Has a chance to do that here. The next pitch from Ebner. He goes after it. A pitch that was down low, but barely hit foul off the end of his bat, rolled towards the Ketts on deck circle. So they'll do it again at 3-2. 1 gone in the 8th. Here it comes. Ebner's delivery. A flared foul ball on the first base side. Thatch giving chase. He runs out of room, though. It gets onto the grassy berm down the first base side.
impressive
Incredible
battle.
That's right.
Between these two, Tuft and Ebner, coming up on the 11th pitch, and this is the at-bat that you need at the bottom of your order. Continue to make Ebner throw pitches out on the mound and bring his pitch count up, see if he makes a mistake, or you could draw a walk and get base runners.
The payoff again, fastball right down the middle. Called strike 3, a delayed call from the home plate umpire, Jeff Merzell. Colin Tuft can't believe it as he makes his way into the Orleans dugout, and there's 2 gone in the bottom of the 8th. Third strikeout of the night for Michael Ebner. 8 up, 8 down for the right-hander out of USC.
Man, Tuft was emphatic after that. Thought he drew the walk after a really long at-bat just to lead to a strikeout.
Mike Mancini tips one into the glove of Grant J, 0-1. He was halfway up that first base line when the call was made. Ebner's 0-1, tipped back into the netting. Mike Mancini, the leadoff batter, is 0 for 3, couple of ground outs, a fly out to center field. And the only batter in this Orleans lineup that Ebner has not faced. He's down 0-2. Here's the payoff. Upstairs, ball 1. The importance of that last strikeout is incredible, because if he's able to get on base there, as you mentioned, the top of the lineup would be up, and now he rolls it over right back up the pitcher, Michael Ebner. A broken bat, he runs it over to Thatch, flips to first in time for out number 3. 9 up, 9 down for Michael Ebner as we head into the 9th inning from Eldridge Park. Kettleers lead it 2-0 on the Ketts Radio Network.
Since 1980, the O'Rourke family has been catering Cape Cod clam bakes, making your events delicious and memorable. Founded by Jake O'Rourke, Jake's Clam Bakes has become a beloved tradition, now carried on by his son, Dan. Choose from our menu options, and on the day of your clam bake, their crew will come to your site and steam a fresh, mouth-watering clam bake just for you. It's that easy. Call us at 833-252-6285 or visit our new takeout location at Building 6 on 3821 Route 28 in Marston's Mills. Email us at dan@jakesclambakes.com with your event details, number of guests, date, time, location, and any special requests like a raw bar, homemade desserts, or kids menu. Not catering? Try their takeout menu featuring lobster rolls, smash burgers, salads, sandwiches, and a smoothie bar. Jake's Clam Bakes, making Cape Cod gatherings unforgettable.
For over 40 years, Vollmer & Son Construction has proudly served its community, providing a wide range of construction services, from bathroom renovations to complete home remodels. When you work with Vollmer & Son, you are being taken care of by natives of Cape Cod who support the community by using local suppliers and subcontractors. Vollmer & Son Construction, a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
Top of the 9th inning, Kettleers leading 2-0 from Eldridge Park. New pitcher on the mound for the Firebirds, Sean Matson, another Harvard Crimson on the mound today. Already saw Callan Fang start things off for the Firebirds. And the first pitch from Matson is a check swing off the bat of Tyler Cerny, rolled in front of the mound. The throw up the first base line is in time. The first baseman, Moran, looked like he was pulled off the bag up towards second base. But according to the first base umpire, he kept that left foot on the bag. So a quick 1 pitch, 1 out for Sean Matson in the top of the 9th inning.
That's exactly the start that you want if you're Matson. 1 pitch, 1 out, and retire Cerny. This is a part of the lineup that really hasn't gotten on base for Cotuit so far. Look to change that with Rodriguez here.
Nick Rodriguez takes a strike 1 low, facing the 2023 Cape League Reliever of the Year in Sean Matson. 0-1 pitch is rolled off of his front foot foul. Spinner there as he falls back to 0-2. 77 on the gun from Sean Matson. Played for a struggling Crimson team this past season. Fastball is outside for ball 1. He throws that fastball at 89 to 92. Tops out up to 94, does Matson. Sliders in the low 80s, change up in the low 70s. The next pitch is fouled straight back into the net by Rodriguez. Rodriguez is 0 for 3, a pop out and a fly out his first two ABs. Ground out to second in the 7th. Infield playing him straight up. The next pitch finds the dirt in front of home plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Third baseman Chalowski's playing back at third, 15 feet off the line. Middle infielders are back. Outfield playing straight up, slightly shifted to the left for Rodriguez, who hits it hard on the ground towards second. It ramps off the mound back to the shortstop Miola, who's up with it and gunning to first in time to get Rodriguez running up the first base line. There's 2 gone in the top of the 9th.
Two quick ground balls from Matson, making the play there, trusting his defense. And now you go back to the top of this Cotuit order.
Back to the top with Kian Vu. Takes a pitch low and inside for ball 1. Vu is 1 for 4 today, single back in the 3rd. Facing Sean Matson, who had a 3.25 ERA this past season at Harvard. Draws a big swing and miss on the breaking ball there to get Vu, and he's ahead on him. The count now evened up at 1-1. First one missed. Big hole in the middle of the infield for Vu. Next pitch is a breaking ball just beneath his knees, called to strike 2 though. So now Matson is up, something he does incredibly well. 77 strikeouts to 27 walks this year at Harvard. The 1-2. Vu fans through a fastball, strike 3. 3 up, 3 down worked by Sean Matson in the top of the 9th inning. And the Firebirds will have one more chance when we return in the bottom of the 9th with the Kets leading 2-0. For nearly 2 decades, Coastal Irrigation has proudly provided top-notch irrigation and landscape lighting services across Cape Cod. Starting with just a handful of customers in Cotuit, they now serve nearly all of the Cape. Upgrade your lawn care with their modern irrigation systems. No more dragging around hoses or worrying about watering while you're away. Their systems ensure your grass stays healthy and green effortlessly. Transform your home with Coastal Irrigation's landscape lighting services. Enhance your outdoor gatherings, improve safety, and boost curb appeal with their affordable, low-voltage lighting solutions. Illuminate your walkways and highlight architectural details to make your home shine. Contact Coastal Irrigation at 508-428-1529 or info@coastalirrigation.net.
Beacon Gardens is a full-service garden center right here in Mashpee. They sell a variety of landscaping materials and seasonal produce to both consumers and landscaping professionals around the Barnstable Village. Stop by and see all Beacon Gardens has to offer at 182 West Barnstable Road in Austerville.
Coastal Rentals is the place to go for professional landscape and construction equipment. Whether you need tools and equipment for commercial use or for your own projects, Coastal Rentals has what you need. Purchasing gear is also available. Check out Coastal Rentals today.
Willow Bend has been regarded as one of Cape Cod's and New England's premier private clubs and communities for over 25 years. Willow Bend is a family-friendly community right here in Cotuit. They strive for a fun and relaxed lifestyle with good times and good friends. Discover all that and more at Willow Bend.
When the unexpected happens, make sure you and your assets are insured appropriately. The agents at Leonard Insurance Agency can tailor coverage to meet your needs. Call 508-428-6921 to talk to their licensed agents today. Bottom of the 9th inning from Eldridge Park, the Kettleers leading 2-0. Joe Pratt, Alex Rocco, Adele Huffman are with you. A new pitcher is on the mound for the Kettleers. It's Cam Schulke to make his first appearance of the 2024 campaign. Pitched for Cotuit in 2022 and 23, returning for a third summer for the Maroon and Pinstripes. His first pitch is a submarine-style sinker right down the middle for strike 1. Ahead of Lorenzo Miola, playing a really nice shortstop tonight for Orleans. Leads off this bottom of the ninth. He'll face 2, 3, and 4. Miola 0 for 3 on the day. The 0-1 pitch from Schulke. Sidearm sling is too far high and outside for ball 1. So we get our first looks at Schulke, Alex.
He's had a lot of success with Cotuit, and excited to have him back for year 3.
From the stretch, he throws over the top, 3/4 angles. Breaking ball falls in for strike 1. A lot of noise coming from the Kettleers dugout. These guys getting their first looks at Schulke in person. I'm sure some of them have maybe watched some of the film, seen some clips of his frisbee-like sliders that get dialed into the zone. 1-2 pitch. Sails too far upstairs, and Miola sends the count back to 2-2. I mean, that pitch is nasty. The sinker to go along with the slider, you think that the pitch might be, as a right-handed hitter, cutting away from you. Instead, it's breaking back towards your back foot sometimes, whether you get the slider or the sinker. And then sometimes you'll get Cam Schulke throwing from over the top with the 3/4 angle, just doing anything to keep these batters off guard.
It's 2 very filthy pitches and just keeps the batters on their toes.
Yep.
You really never know what angle it's going to come from, what pitch, whether it's going to cut inside, outside, and that's what makes Cam Schulke just so deceptive and makes him a really tough at-bat.
With the all-black glove, it comes set just in front of his maroon belt. The next pitch is a sidearm slider, hit high into center field. Ranging over to his left is Vu, and he handles that one perfectly for out number 1. So a weak contact out from Lorenzo Miola to center field is the first out of the bottom of the 9th inning. That brings up Landon Moran, fellow Stetson Hatter of Lorenzo Miola. Moran is 0 for 2 on the day with a walk back in the first. This is going to be Jack Gurovich for Orleans. Gurovich, a pinch hitter further down in the lineup. This remains Landon Moran, who is 0 for 2, has not been replaced. Now he's back in the count at 1-1. So apologies there, as Landon Martin is the batter from the left side. Stetson Hatter went 2 for 4 yesterday. Still looking for the first hit today. Next pitch is a 1-1 breaking ball, rolled on the ground towards third, a high hop towards Tanner Thatch, but about 10 feet in foul ground. Cam Schulke went 5-3 this season at Mississippi State. His first season down there playing SEC baseball, had a 4.21 ERA as a reliever. Next pitch misses low and outside. 47 innings pitched, he allowed 22 earned and struck out 47 batters. That was to just 23 walks. So you have a guy who can throw the ball with as much spin and movement as Cam Schulke, to have a strikeout to walk ratio as that. It's pretty solid. The next pitch is tipped back into the netting, and Landon Moran sends the count to 2 strikes. It's 2-2. Schulke brushing that black glove over his chest, spinning the ball in his bare right hand. Now he comes set. The 2-2 pitch home. Shot down the left field line and foul. Rattles off the netting just beyond the Kettleers dugout.
Moran continues just to see pitches against Schulke here. These are at-bats that are crucial with just 2 outs remaining.
2-2 again is barely outside. Went to the 3/4 delivery, and the slider at 70 miles an hour, just barely up and away to Landon Moran. So the count pushed to 3-2. Here's the 8th pitch of Moran's at bat. Here it comes. Schulke goes down to the submarine angle. Line shot over the head of Tanner Thatch down the first base line for a base hit. Moran charging around first. He slams on the brakes there. Ball delivered in to Tyler Cerny at short. And just like that, the Orleans Firebirds have a base runner in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Just the second hit today for the Firebirds, and saw Moran take the turnaround first, and like their lone hit earlier, Jimmy Keenan tried stretching that for the extra base. He got gunned down, so Moran making the smart play, going back to the bag. Now it's runner on first with 1 out.
And J.P. Smith at the plate. 0 for 3 today. Schulke takes a look at first. Landon Moran tosses the ball to Tanner Thatch. Not a competitive throw, though, as Moran with a big lead over at first, digging that left foot into the dirt more. About a 5-step lead there as Schulke peers in. Righty on righty matchup with the big right-handed swinging J.P. Smith at the dish. And the first pitch. Runner stays put. Line shot past Tanner Thatch into right field for a base hit. Miola will stay at second. Smith up to first. Ball delivered into Tyler Cerny. And Orleans have put back-to-back base runners on base. Back-to-back singles here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and there's one gone.
Just the second time all game Orleans has had multiple base runners against this Cotuit pitching staff. So Schulke, after getting the first quick out of Miola, running into trouble with back-to-back singles.
And Smith wasted no time there, attacking the first pitch that was pretty much right down the middle, according to the live stats brought to us by CapeCodLeague.com. And he will be replaced. J.P. Smith at first. Ben Ziegler-Namoa, rising senior out of Hawaii, will take his place at first, representing the tying run. Go-ahead run at the plate is Rock Chalowski. It takes a first pitch strike that glides in just in front of his chest for strike one. 69 miles an hour that time from Cam Schulke. Sean Keys, third baseman, playing even with the bag, about 4 feet off of it. Tanner Thatch, first baseman, back at first, as are the middle infielders. Schulke takes a look at second. Now the pitch home is a line shot past Sean Keys into left field for a base hit. Up and gunning for it is the left fielder, throwing towards home. The tag is not in time. Grant Jay thought he had the play made at home. Brandon Compton in left field can't believe it. And the Firebirds have made it a 2-1 ball game on Rock Chalowski's first RBIs of the season. They make it a 2-1 ball game. The runners will be on first and second with one gone, and Jimmy Keenan stepping up to the dish.
That was an excellent throw from Compton out in left field. The ball was there. Great slide by Moran, who just avoided the tag, and things are starting to spiral for Cotuit.
Schulke trying to settle things down. Jimmy Keenan is the batter. Owned the only hit that the Firebirds had going into this inning. Now they have 3 straight singles and a 2-1 ball game. One gone. The first pitch he saw was fouled above the Orleans dugout. Schulke peers in. Runners are on first and second. Keys playing up at third. Middle is back. Next pitch from Schulke is 3/4 angle. High drive. Center field. Going back on it. Vu still has some space. Makes the catch on the backhand. Fires it in. The runners will have to stay put. As the ball gets away from the shortstop Cerny, it creeps into the infield, but Cam Schulke is there to pounce on it. And the runners will stay at first and second. So a crucial second out there on a ball that was given a ride by Jimmy Keenan.
Keenan crushed that ball to the deepest part of the park. Vu tracked it the entire way, batting the lights, making the grab on the run. And the base runners staying put there. And now head coach Mike Roberts coming out to the mound to talk things over. Just a crucial time. Make sure everyone's on the same page with 2 outs in the inning.
It looks like Mike Roberts will go to his bullpen in the midst of this 9th inning. With a left-handed batter stepping up to the dish, he'll bring in a left-handed reliever. We'll tell you who it is when we return, as the Kettleers are trying to protect a 2-1 lead from Orleans. Firebirds are threatening with runners on first and second. And we go to a quick break from Eldridge Park, and we'll be back in just a moment on the Ketts Radio Network.
Operating on Cape Cod since 1988, Advanced Embroidery has garnered national awards in embroidery and screen printing. They offer screenings on golf shirts, Oxford shirts, jackets, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and bags. Advanced Embroidery will print your company's or team's logos anywhere. Thousands of satisfied customers can attest for Advanced Embroidery's attentive customer service, tight quality control, and quick turnaround time. They're open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday on 38 Plant Road in Hyannis.
Since 1995, MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating has been your trusted commercial and residential plumbing contractor in Massachusetts. They specialize in new and rehabilitation work, gas and pipe fitting, climate control, heating, HVAC, oil burner work, boiler installation, radiant heat, forced hot water, air conditioning, and duct and sheet metal fabrication services. Founded and owned by Michael Pasic, a team of 9 skilled professionals is dedicated to providing top quality service. MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating is registered with the Massachusetts Board of State Examiners of Plumbers and the Department of Public Safety. For all your plumbing and heating needs, contact MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating at 508-420-3429 or at 60 Clamshell Point Lane in Cotuit. MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating, proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
Back from Eldridge Park, the Kettleers clinging on to a 2-1 lead. The Firebirds have brought 5 batters to the plate in this inning. 2 of them have flown out to center field. 3 of them have knocked singles, and the Kettleers lead it just by 1 with a new pitcher entering the game in Mark Hindy, tall left-handed reliever out of William and Mary. Alex, what does he have to do to shut down this Orleans lineup and get this 3rd out for the Kets?
Well, Joe, he only needs 1 out, but it's
Right.
coming in a big pressure-filled situation with 2 runners on base. But head coach Mike Roberts going to his bullpen, getting the lefty matchup against Jack Gurovich. Gurovich struck out in his only at bat so far. So for Hindy, he just has to trust his stuff, not overthrow. Does have the free base open, so if he does want to walk him, Cotuit would load the bases here. But Hindy just has to focus on getting the 1 out.
It'll be Jack Gurovich for the Firebirds, digging in from the left side, a lefty-on-lefty matchup. Hindy with the glove at his belt takes a look at second. Now he slide steps home. Breaking ball inside, backs up Gurovich off the plate, but it's called to strike 1. Tanner Thatch is playing close to the line at first, as is Sean Keys at third. Middle infielders are pinching the bag at second, playing relatively straight up. Hindy takes a look at second again. Now he throws a breaking ball that gets a big cut and miss against Gurovich for strike 2. So back-to-back breaking balls thrown there by Hindy. Do you go back to it here?
You could. He's had success with it. You also could change eye levels and go with a high fastball, but with the success, I go back to the breaking ball.
He comes set. Hindy checks second, now throws home. Breaking ball, cut on and miss, strike 3. Ball game over. The Kettleers win it 2-1 and take down the Firebirds, shutting down their late comeback efforts in the bottom of the 9th inning. So the Kettleers collect their first win of the 2024 campaign, improve to a record of 1-1, while the Firebirds go back to 0-2. What a play, what a great way to end the night, Alex, from Eldridge Park. In emphatic fashion, the Kettleers are able to punch out the final batter. It took one more bullpen try for Mike Roberts to bring in the guy he needed. It was the lefty and Mark Hindy, and he got it on 3 pitches.
What a crucial at-bat for Hindy. 3 straight breaking balls, just getting Gurovich well out in front, and he trusted his stuff, went back to the breaking ball, and got results. But the Cotuit pitching staff truly dominant in this contest. A lot of great efforts out of the bullpen. Michael Ebner, 3 innings of shutout ball. Merritt Beaker, he didn't allow a run, only just 1 hit between those 2 guys who ate up 6 innings of work. So truly impressive stuff. This was a much needed victory for the Cats after getting the 13-2 loss on the season opener.
Absolutely. Last night, the Kettleers held to just 4 hits, a 13-2 loss against Harwich. They got the early lead, but then they immediately gave it up. Tonight, it was the bullpen that was able to really shut things down after they were able to get that early lead. And after that, the Kettleers were able to not have to get too much help from their bats as the bullpen really shut things down.
And the Cotuit bats had 5 hits today, but it's 2 hits that were really crucial with the 2 solo home runs. Devin Taylor, AJ Gracia coming up large, and Cotuit just 9 hits in 2 games, but making the hits count today, improving to 1-1. And of course, when you can get great pitching like that, it just takes a couple of timely hits to lead you to a victory.
What do you think that happened today, a positive that needs to be taken into tomorrow at Wareham?
I think you got excellent pitching from your pitching staff. You got a lot of contributions from a bunch of guys coming out of the bullpen. They were throwing more first pitch strikes. That was something that we saw from a change yesterday. And even offensively, the Cotuit bats came alive, working deep into counts, drawing some walks, getting on base any way they can. So just doing the little things at the dish and continuing to pitch well.
Absolutely. The Kettleers will definitely be looking to continue to improve upon what they did not necessarily succeed in last night's game tomorrow night at Wareham. Wareham taking on the Falmouth Commodores tonight, and we'll be we'll be talking to you from Wareham tomorrow night. Wareham taking a 4-2 win over Falmouth tonight, so they improve to 1-1. A pair of 1-1 Western Division teams will do battle at Spillane Field tomorrow night on the Kettleers Digital Network. But that's going to do it for our coverage of the Kettleers win over the Orleans Firebirds at Eldridge Park tonight. We appreciate you spending a bit of your Sunday night with us, and a happy Father's Day go outs to all of those dads listening wherever you might be around the country and the globe. Be sure to tune in to the Kettleers YouTube after the game with Adele Huffman's post-game interview with Mike Roberts. But that's going to do it for us from Eldridge Park. For Alex Rocco, for myself, Joe Pratt, a 2-1 victory for the Kets. We'll see you tomorrow, or you'll hear from us tomorrow in Wareham. Good night, everybody.